I'm sorry.
We're starting.
Are we?
Okay. Well, everyone's here. Full house. I love it.
No, we're not.
Whoa! Full house.
All right. Hello, my friends. Welcome back.
No.
Happy Easter to all of you. I'm very happy to host each and every one of you here on this very special day.
Yay!
Don't lie to me.
I'm gonna.
Bro.
Oh, wait, John's here.
You're a
Am I?
fucking liar. You never loved us.
I always loved you. Also, as much as I love putting my nuts in your faces, you know.
It's time to read a recap that is 3 pages long. Let's get
Well,
it.
jokes
Hey,
on you.
I like those recaps.
So like fucking. I have here.
Long.
Here you
Let's
go.
get it.
I had like no time this week and also last week because I've been fucking busy with work and finals and stuff.
There's
yeah,
nothing.
excuses,
Are you telling
excuses.
me?
I know. I don't actually have one. I'll write one later, but in the I don't have one. I'm sorry. I failed you all.
There's nothing.
What do you mean failed?
Boo.
Now we get to do now we get to
Regular
do a normal
recap, whoa.
Are we still are we gonna roll dice to
Wait.
do a normal
Yeah,
recap?
roll dice. All of you.
Whoa.
Roll dice.
I-
Explain
no, I'm
what happened
protesting.
in their own words.
Let me get
Oh,
on my computer real quick.
Jen
Well,
gets to choose.
You want my
Jen-
phone?
Yeah,
no,
just
no,
gotta
this is not
choose.
fair.
Nope,
Yeah.
No,
that's
no,
the
I'm gonna
rule.
roll 20 in just a second.
No,
I'm gonna
that's
20 in
what-
just a second.
No, that's the rules. Fuck you.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah,
add
you
20
guys-
as well just a second. You can't pick me. I'm gonna add 20 right now.
Where the fuck did Squid go?
rolled a 17,
She's
fuck.
going towards her phone to PC, I think.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Unless,
I pick-
yeah.
I choose Kenny.
Oh,
Okay. Last session, I don't know what we did because I wasn't there. Anyway.
No, that was the fucking recap. That was the last session doesn't count. This is last session, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Last session. After many trials and tribulations and much shenanigans and shenanigoons, we made it to the theater. And then upon making it to the theater, we were accosted by Halia, who was this lady from Fandelver village thing, whatever,
Nolan.
who was very rude to us, and didn't like us at all. And
They
we
right
didn't like
cunt.
her. Yeah. And then after we were accosted by her and she made a whole bunch of demands, I was trying to ignore her. Squid did not want to ignore her. I was confused. And it turned out that she had stuff for us. And then we listened to her. She's extorting us. And now we're going to go do a thing that she's extorting us for.
Love it.
Yo,
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah.
Vice, the
Yeah.
recap page isn't loading.
Yeah,
That's
it's I said
that's
before. I
above
think
this.
I mentioned it's like I've only had time to prepare. I didn't have time to rewrite because
Oh, you're
it
good,
takes
you're
me
good.
ages to remember shit. So I'll write it in later. Trust me. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're
very
fine.
basically,
wondering if it was a
we
technical
have to
issue.
help her because if we don't help her, then she's promised bad stuff for us in the future, and so we're helping her. We could have said otherwise, but our good friend Shmeevel has advocated for this for us to do this because it's something that he would like to do, and so we're doing it.
Yes.
If only for our friend Shmeevel.
Yeah, for my nuts.
Into it.
And that's it.
So yeah, just like a few other select details is that additionally the party was able to kind of witness the scale of the war that's happening beyond the fiercely protected Waterdeep walls. It's on an elevated area, so in addition to their walls and their defenses, there is also a cliff that overlooks the kind of what used to be the fields below. At least they have long since been kind of breached and torched as a war against elementals is currently being fought and raged. They're using mostly constructs and other magical other magical summons in order to kind of fight against them. So it hasn't quite turned into like actual people, actual flesh and blood being thrown at the problem. They're holding out through their resources. That's what you guys could tell. Believe that was everything. Don't think there was much else that happened unless I'm forgetting.
No.
I mean, if there's like tiny details about like
We were extorted. That was
Yeah.
about it.
We
mostly
go into the church to steal.
yeah, mostly
Wasn't there a very gaunt elf man?
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
dirty
he's
Hal.
also being extorted.
Taki did talk to Halia, but yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, you
that's
made her an
dirty
offer, but
Hal.
she is actively extorting us.
Eh,
And so,
It
so, yeah.
happens all.
At least she's hot.
So with that in mind, I leave the floor to you lot, who are kind of like, I imagine, because like Holly is just like just literally like exited, kind of leaving things to be discussed amongst yourselves fairly enough. Hal is still within his theater room, but the rest of you, I believe, are all together on the stage now, kind of overlooking this place. Hal is busy at work preparing plans, as he has full faith in you all. He has full trust in you guys, and is already preparing. You've already all explained everything to him, and he understands that this isn't just a play. This is a trap, that you are setting for your mortal enemy, fucking Olivia. Therefore, he is already getting hard to work at preparing stuff. He's one of the best stage rights. If there's anyone who could pull something off like this, it's him.
Uh,
You see Shmeevel like just rubbing his greasy fucking hair back. Just okay. Okay. He like turns around to face the party. All right. I'm gonna say it. I'm very
Weevil,
sorry.
how sneaky are you?
What?
How sneaky are you?
I don't know. I mean, he like looks back at his booty. I don't know. The clap of my ass cheeks does. attract
Shmeevel, what
some
is your
vibes.
stealth modifier? And Booker grabs.
But Booker, we can't talk meta. That's against the rules.
When suddenly
Only
the
if
power
you're
of
trained
God
in the
himself
arts of
comes
stealth.
down, fucking smite you all.
No, you love us.
I think
Shmeevel,
Shmeevel is.
you don't have to apologize for roping us up into a thing. It's not necessarily your fault.
I mean, honestly, with how things are going right now. I mean, we've got Olivia. What the fuck is that? What was that, Vice?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, initially I didn't want to deal with her, but it's okay. We can get this done. I just need to know how sneaky everyone is, because we need to put together 2 different teams. Because Taki, you're not sneaking into a church. I'm telling you that right now. There's
Yeah,
no way.
I'm
You
more of
are
a. I'm
just
more of
not
a.
doing it.
I'm more of a combat-based type of gal.
The chance that we walk all of us in that one room is 0. You're not
I
doing
can
that.
fit in
You're
Jory's
just staying
pockets.
outside.
Yeah.
I can fit in anybody's pocket.
Yeah, Merlif
Yeah,
can.
Shmeevel, I want you to try to. Shmeevel, try to hide for me. Hide behind the curtain, really quickly for me. Alright, just roll stealth.
Goddamn!
Where's Shmeevel?
Where's Shmeevel? Where'd he go? I'm gonna look for Shmeevel. Wow, he's so
Can't find him.
sneaky, I can't find him. How reliably stealthy is that?
Not reliable enough. You're right. I'm not the sneakiest. If we're talking sneakiest,
No, I
just
genuinely
for
couldn't
it.
see you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, you were actually pretty okay.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, that was a good hiding spot. I mean, I think you got some good instincts, at least on that sneak.
It's
But,
an old stage. I remember hiding.
But if you feel like your work isn't consistent, that's okay. So let's put you on team distraction. So Shmeevel, you're gonna
Oh,
help out.
hell yes! I am.
So you're on
great.
team distraction. Taki, you don't get a choice. You're team distraction. Come over here next to me,
Oh, okay.
because I'll need to sort this out in my head. Shmeevel, come next to me.
Booger,
Um,
what team am I
Distraction,
on? Oh, okay.
because you're a child and I don't want you to die.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
like you. I like you. You're really cool.
Do
And
you want me to throw a tantrum?
yes,
I've been told those are very
maybe.
distracting.
we'll have to figure that part out next, because I kind of need to logically walk things through. I need to think things through with you guys, because I have questions and they might be dumb, and so I just need to know if they're dumb or not. Ozai, how sneaky are you? Are you sneaky?
Oh.
Are you sneaky?
No.
Okay,
His
your
ass
team
cheeks.
distraction. Come next to me.
Well, I guess it's just Merlin and Joran for this.
So Meredith doesn't have to prove she's sneaky because she can turn into a rat. So I don't think it matters.
There's actually
You're good.
there's actually a particular one I can turn into. That'll probably
A
help with
worm.
the stealing
ant.
situation.
A rhino beetle. A really cool bug.
I mean,
I know.
if she turns into an ant when I put her in my pocket, can I like crush her by accident? Like it's gotta be
Oh, no,
something.
no,
And
no.
then kill her. I mean, like a
Yeah,
rat.
that's
Are you gonna
insane.
crush her when she's a rat? Or are you gonna like bite
No,
her
but,
head
like,
off?
No, on that same like ant thought process. That's all. Because
The
the ant's like a
ants
little
are
too small.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's a little too small. Yeah.
She kind of just sighs and quickly kind of shifts into like another form. It's like this itty bitty little dragon, like no wings, just
A warm thing.
this tiny fucking dragon. It's a
I mean, that's
Keyhole.
okay. It's like a little
Dragon
newt.
Like how
Yeah,
big
it's
the
like a
size of
little-
a
it's like a little
baseball?
worm.
Like
She
worm.
kind of just like
Worm with
yeah,
a
it's
Y.
like a little W.
It's like a skink.
R-M.
You're just a skink.
Like a
That's all
little
you are.
skink, and she just
You're
like
just a fucking
crawls up his
skink.
leg and onto his shoulder.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
kind of looks at him. What?
All right, I think that's a skink. I'm not sure if that's one, but it looks like a skink.
He has like pouches on a belt, like across a bandolier, and he like opens one of them and he takes coins out of it and then moves it to another one, and he makes
Mhm.
like a little like bed
Alright.
for it.
She
wanna
just
count
it out?
sticks
You're
her head
good.
out and is like,
Yeah.
blood.
Now, I am also stealthy, but I do not want to be Team Sneak because of the next thing I want to talk to you all about. Is it like actually a good idea for us to like show our face and cause a commotion? Is that bad?
I mean, people cause commotions all the time, and it's not really, it's not out of character for us, is what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's
if
fine.
you want to disguising up so they can't trace back where we were, you know what I mean? That's a good idea. We have like an alibi and stuff, but I mean, yeah, a lot of the time you don't want to be seen near the scene of the crime because then
Yeah,
you need
but
to like
how do we disguise that? And I point at the fucking unicorn.
she turns into a baby,
Turn
doesn't she?
into a human.
Yeah, turn into.
fuck?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
And
So
then
we
it's
have
like,
a
oh
plan.
no, the baby's a criminal, and then the horse is not a criminal, you know?
Wait, hold on. What if we dress Schmeevel up to look like her brother?
That's fire. I like that idea a lot.
It's an easy process.
Oh, I know. Ozai. We're gonna stage a mugging. So
Wow.
you're the father of 2 children. And
No!
one of them.
I didn't want Schneebel as my brother. He's
Yeah, but the thing is
It's
that
okay, I'll be
like
your cousin.
the thing is that a good mugging is done very quickly and like quietly, you know what I mean? So like if one does blow up, then like it'll still be quick. Let's try to get something that gets a couple of minutes done for us. You know what I mean?
What
Okay.
about
Pregnancy.
kidnapping?
A pregnancy.
A hostage situation. Taki is Ozai's wife, and I take her hostage.
I want to loop back to what the fuck you just said. A pregnancy.
She slowly walks away.
All right, listen, listen up.
Wait,
Listen
Wait,
up.
hold on. That
Oh.
might actually work. That might actually work if we
Yeah.
approach the
Hey,
church and tell
Taki,
them
where you
that
going?
they're
Rats.
that's about to happen.
Gangsta.
then
Yes.
maybe-
Ah!
I've pulled off
No,
pregnant.
okay, let's follow
pregnant
the
girls
train of
before.
thought. You're like, oh no, I'm pregnant. What am I gonna do?
Oh,
and then
no.
like you
My
start
water
you start fake giving birth. There are
Yes,
two
yes.
problems that are gonna happen. Number one, you don't think that they might pull you into the church we're trying to rob, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
when I crawl out from underneath her as a rat, and then I turn into a relic sloth, and she gives birth to the relic sloth.
yeah, I was about to say number two.
I feel so uncomfortable.
There
No one
has
cares.
to be
They
another distraction we can do besides a pregnancy.
I feel.
have
Okay,
an
so we
idea.
can't do a pregnancy.
Can,
brawl
Yeah.
is just, like,
can we just
Oh,
release
brawl,
the?
that one's good.
a
Can
brawl is
Me and
pretty solid.
Ozai pick a fight with Schmeevel, and we beat the fuck out of him.
No,
Jesus
I
Christ!
agree.
No.
Honestly,
Guys,
if you
listen to
start a
me.
brawl under a disguise and then just run away and they chase you, would
Like,
cover a lot of their time.
Guys,
Dibs
what
on beating
about
up
a
Taki.
kidnapping?
Dibs on beating up
A
Schmeevel.
kidnapping.
A kidnapping?
Oh,
Who do we kidnap?
a kidnapping.
We
But the
kidnapped
thing is-
these people.
No, the kid. She could turn into a child, walk up, and then be like, "I'm a child. Look at me!" And then we run up to her, we kidnap her, we grab her, and we run away.
Also, these are people at the church, not the town guard. You know what I mean? Like, we need to
True.
we need to do something that will get the church.
What if we do something overtly religious?
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe we go
Possession.
outside and start some like a blasphemous heresy that they have to come out and
Wait, hold
combat.
on. They
like,
love knowledge. What if we get a bunch of books and we just start burning them in front of the church?
and then you're like, I have a freedom of
God is
speech, you
dead.
know? Like
God
they,
is dead. God
Yeah.
is dead.
Ozai,
God
we
is
just
dead.
start. We
We-
just start chanting.
we had to
Yeah.
talk in a sudden self-tongue, so they think that we are like possessed and
Hold
perhaps
on. What if?
Illuminati.
Yeah. What if we start talking
Illuminati.
about in tongues?
in
Uh,
tongues.
Yeah.
Can
So-
we get a scroll of like summon greater demon? Is that a thing we can get our hands on?
No, I can talk in my language, and they don't really know.
I want to summon a greater demon into this realm.
have a feeling that will cause the best distraction, like
Wait,
spouting heresy
wait,
outside of the
I got
church.
an
Now, like
idea.
the people inside
Wait,
the church are going to be like, I
how-
have to go outside and battle.
What
how-
would
that,"
they
you know what I
consider heretical though? There are
Wait,
a bunch
Booker,
of like
how
this is like a thing connected to like Mistra or something. I forget.
Booker, how far is
Would you
the
guys,
zoo?
yeah, I'll butt in real quick. Do you want to guys? Do you guys want to perform like a collective religion check, kind of
Yeah.
put together facts
we're
about?
putting-
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
put
so
that-
religious.
Wait,
I got
the
this.
Sure.
zoo?
Yeah,
We're putting
mean-
our heads together.
I am so religious. Where's my religion?
Look how religious I. Oh my god! I met
God,
Chris.
he crits! He
Wow,
crits!
there
17.
you go.
I know so much about this subject.
Yeah, like what would piss them off? Bring them
Yo,
outside.
He opened his brain.
Vice, what is
Fucking
the
Jesus
go-to thing that would piss off any religious
Like,
person
Your
in
third
general?
eye opens. You have a little bit of history from one of the more evil, one of the more fucking evil gods, and it is through that reason that you have explicit knowledge on other gods, if only to learn how to piss them the fuck off. Because that's what he did. You know,
I guess
he
I
was a
do
little
know
bitch.
about Bane. I guess I
Yeah.
do know about Bane.
So, the font of knowledge is the font of knowledge is kind of, it's like a dual thing here. And like already in the front, they have two towering marble statues. One represents Ogma, who is the god, who is the god of knowledge, while the other is Denir, the god of literature and writing, holding a quill and scroll. Each god those two gods respectively. Ogma's the god of knowledge, therefore he represents, wisdom, kind of open tomes, and Denir is similarly related that. His symbol is a quill and ink, He represents second desires, like inspiring, creating stories and that kind of stuff. Thus, collectively, the best the best thing to kind of go forth here is to demand, to go to demand, to threaten their archives, to come with torches, to threaten to burn things down, to erase their history, to destroy what precious artifacts of books and tomes that they have. That would really, because whether it's an empty threat or not, that's still something they take seriously. That is what they've devoted their life towards, the dedication and the preservation of these tomes.
All right, I have an idea.
Okay.
All right, so the
Praise
book burning thing.
illiteracy.
Yes.
That's actually not a bad idea. I think they also have these fancy marble statues that we could deface. On top of that, I think what might also get them a little bit going. I like the idea of going into demon stuff. That's Smeagol's chest. I like that.
So this is the
What
thing.
what if we use Shasta as a demonic sacrifice?
Yeah, this is the thing. I think that
no.
we're teetering a
Programs
very
everywhere,
fine.
throwing her.
I think we're
Throwing her
teetering a
around.
very fine line here between disturbance and public crime. You know what I mean? Like there's.
Yeah.
We need to find which one is more acceptable. Like burning books
True.
outside as
True.
protest, perfectly fine. Sacrificing a horse
Acceptable.
to a demon god in the middle of the street, probably arrestable, right?
I'm
Like
not
that.
horse.
Yeah,
I'm,
not a
I'm
horse,
sorry,
first of all.
just you're a very
Oh
awesome,
wait,
and
Shmeevo, you can do my illusion.
amazing person.
We could do illusions. We could do illusions. I like
Now-
that idea.
Kind of wrangling back because it sounds like we got a loose idea on what we got to what to do as a distraction. I think it might be a smart idea to also replace the book we take with a copy of like a fake one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure that we, between the three of us, have a couple of like good forgers in our disposal. We got a couple of guys we can brainstorm around, and like we can get a
Yeah, not me.
pretty lifelike copy made pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not me. The opposite of me.
Books, I'm not good with.
I
Costumes, yes.
might know a guy or two. I'll just have to run around and look. It's gonna be kind of a doozer, but like I said, I know a couple of forgers around the city.
Pretty
Once we get
nice.
our hands on the book, we might be able to do a re-infiltration, I guess.
Hey Vice, what
Yes.
skill would forgery be under?
Say that again.
What skill would forgery be under?
So a forger's kit is an actual kind of toolkit that you may or may not have proficiency in. Therefore, first and foremost, I'll obviously ask, for
I
forgers
don't
proficiencies or
know
like
if
that kind of stuff.
Shayna has
However,
proficiency.
yeah. So, however,
I just wanted to see.
so, like,
You
however,
gave
if
us
so,
a Dora
so
the Explorer coloring book.
yeah. So, however, if someone doesn't like, if someone still wants to attempt forging, and they don't have forgery kit, like that proficiency, instead, I'll most likely ask for probably, depending on the kind of text. Say if it's a magical book, I'd ask for Arcana and Sleight of Hand. The Sleight of Hand is just like it's how well you can like copy and make it look
Yeah.
like an actual tome and that kind of stuff. As far as handwriting goes, whereas whether it's Arcana or Histories, if it's a more historical tome or if it's more an archaic tome.
Okay, and another question as well. With I think 3 of us with a criminal contact feature,
Yeah.
do any of us know of a reliable forger inside the city, like someone who could make like very authentic looking replicas of items that we were looking to steal?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That is probably what I'm leaning towards doing, if that's okay. with
Joran,
you
if you
guys.
can you make 2 fake ones at the very least?
Why do we want 2 fake ones? What are we
Mostly,
gonna do with another fake
if you're planning to re-enter and get put the fake one in the church, give one to Helia and keep the real one, mostly.
Hallie would probably know it's the fake one as soon
No,
as she
that's the
opens
thing,
it. Like, she has a purpose
me
for
and
it.
her
These
ha-
people probably don't check this item every single day, right?
Mostly, me and her have an agreement that we can basically replace stuff with a fake one.
No. Hold up. We're not. I this is something that's really confused me. I heard you guys talk a little bit about that. If we're helping her with that situation, we can't do both of these things. We either have her as a valuable contact, or we don't. That's about it.
She is a valuable contact. She's just doing it
This
to
will either
survive.
be a complete way. I mean, not if we give her a fake copy that she hands to her boss. And
Yeah,
then her
that's
boss kills
exactly
her.
what I'm saying. I don't want that to happen. I mean, like even back in Phandalin, like she was sleazy, but like she was still valuable, like.
So
And that's
if
the
we are
nature
helping
of
her-
in the game, So
if we are helping her, then we're going to protect her and go in on us. I'd
Yeah.
rather do that. I am hands down only for going in on this job to it not being a waste of time. If it's a waste of time, it's just going to depress me.
of course, we're not going to waste time here.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, she didn't fuck us over a little bit in Phandalin. She was just sleazy, but like I said, everybody in the game is sleazy. It's not a big deal. She's like extorting it, but like that's what I mean. That's kind of how negotiations are held at this point. And
We'll keep a copy of the original. We'll get a copy of the original written down, so that way we have what they have. We'll know what exactly. We'll take a look at the book too. We'll know what they get in their hands.
sure.
If it's,
for sure.
I'm not handing her. We're not handing her a fake one though, and compromising her immediately. That's
Definitely
not. How
not.
it's gonna work. Yeah.
No. We're gonna go do the job the right way. That's all.
All
We
right.
got hired. We do it.
All right.
Yep.
Tell me what to do.
So I will. So I'm going to. So it sounds to me like you guys are plotting out a little bit of a heist. How I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but how I'm picturing this is going to work, at least in the preparation phase, is that a few of you are going to go get are going to go get out some forgeries, for the replace it. And
All of
everything.
us are going to go out to go get some forgery stuff utilizing criminal contacts. We're going to set up the mission. Then we're going to split off into 2 teams. One team is Team Sneak. Team Sneak consists of Merilith and Jorlin. Merilith and Jorlin are going to be together. They're going to be infiltrating the church.
Oh
Then
yeah, I
there's
get
Team
that
Distraction.
part. I just want to throw in though that only a few of you need to go to get the forgeries. If I could recommend
There
something,
is nothing else for us all to do unless you have something to offer us.
I
in
would
general for
I
us
was
to
gonna
take
say
this
that
strategy.
what I'm if the other people who don't necessarily need to go with, if they want to kind of scout out and gather a little bit of intel on the place, because this is likely the first time most of you have seen this place, and therefore that could also be valuable. That's just an offer I'm throwing out there.
All right.
Up to you guys, but that's just what I'm.
I mean, that's not a bad offer. I'm gonna think about it really quickly. I'm gonna talk about it with the party and character.
I mean, usually when I'm about to steal from a place, I scout around it and trying to check out points of entry, points of exit, emergency points and things like that.
I was wondering
gotta
if maybe
case
you
the
wanted to
joint.
do that while me and Shmeevel went to go get forgery stuff, or if you wanted us to do it in reverse.
No, I think you're right the first time around. Like, it's probably best I case it and then kind of get a good gist of what's happening.
And then
because
we'll get forgeries, because I'd rather
Yeah.
you know what's going on.
You
Because you'll have
guys-
an idea of how to point
you
us
know
into a
what-
place.
do you know a good guy? I think I have one in the back of my head.
I think we might be thinking of the same person.
You're talking about Noodle Arms Nelson, right?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Noodle Arm Nielsen. Different
Nielsen,
guy.
right? My bad. Thank you.
Same nickname though. Weird.
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 Must be a lot of
Anyway,
noodle arms.
you make your way over to Noodle
There's
Arms.
also Large
and-
Arms Larry.
That's his bodyguard. Large Arms
Medium
Larry and him
arms,
got a
Mike.
thing going on. It's a little,
He's kind of scary. His arms are larger than his entire body. He's just mostly arm.
I wouldn't fuck with Large Arms Larry. He walks on his knuckles.
He's all arm. I think he actually might just be a sentient arm. I'm pretty sure.
He's part Neanderthal, some say.
Is that what they were? Were they just arms?
Yeah, just arms. Just arms.
They were
Anyway,
sentient pairs of arms. Got you.
You go and find Noodle Arms Nelson and Large Arms Larry, and me and Meredith are gonna go case the joint.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys-
Alright.
Sounds good.
She skippers up your leg, like up to like your pocket. and
I
goes,
feel like
coughs out a
the great
coin.
voice in the sky will prioritize.
What is
you
up,
both.
my guy?
So Ozai,
Wow.
what do you want to do?
What?
Ozai?
I mean, don't you want to meet Noodle Arm Nelson?
Sure. I guess.
It'll be a good
What if
experience.
Large Arm Larry decides to deck me in the face hockey? I'm gonna need you.
What if large arm Larry tries to put his finger up my?
Yeah, what if it's just me and Schmeevel and we get captured by Large Arms Larry? We're gonna get, it's
You
gonna-
guys
we're
are
gonna
really
get screwed
strong
over.
arming me into this, huh?
Oh, I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't
it's
mind.
mostly just because, people want us to die, and we're not necessarily totally secure yet, and I'd rather not be split
Alright,
totally
I'll-
alone.
I'll go with you.
Let me put on my
Nice.
makeup. I'll make myself look like a hot lady.
I'm gonna put on my nothing.
Yeah, you just got a loincloth, my friend.
Excuse me while I go powder my face.
Excuse me while I stand here. Alright, great voice in the sky, cut to them. Cut to them, I guess. Or have us
Nice.
roll dice or something.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
making myself look like a woman.
Okay. For all your fucking
Oops.
performance of fucking fruit.
Shadow disguise kit?
Nice.
You
I'm a
are
very
a
good-looking woman.
you look like the equivalence of like fucking
You
like
can't
those
say he looks bad. He rolled a
no
25.
like you look like because like you look like a pilgrim that came from the Mayflower, like fucking
Oh, hello.
like you have that weird face, like not weird but like that kind of face that has been built over like decades of fucking like of domestic abuse,
What, with a
Jesus
25?
Christ.
What
Yeah.
was Schmeevel aiming
No,
for?
because like it's natural. It's fucking it fits in. It's natural.
Jesus, Schmeevel.
Why?
Guys, we've been found out. Some elderly woman walked in here who's been beaten.
Oh, sorry. That's me.
Quick, beat her. Walking towards me.
No, I don't want to be beat.
It's ineffective. Her face has already been withstand to handle such brutal beating.
I'm not even touching you. You're making noises. Why are you doing this?
Because you're threatening me.
I just stopped. I just ran toward. I just took a aggressive step towards you. Then you started freaking the fuck out.
Yeah,
What's
it's
wrong
part of
with
the.
you?
It's part of the costume.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get going. Vice, can we roll initiative to determine who's going first?
Yes. So get you guys. There we go. Turn order is up.
Who wants to roll the d20 for our group? It can just be anyone.
I
I'll do it.
vote Seshta.
Yeah, have Babio do it. All right, Babio
Okay.
rolled a 13. John
Oh.
rolled a 15. John got higher, so John goes first, and then we go.
All right, Mr. John. You
And Izzy.
your- yeah.
Hello.
Mr. John and Izzy. Oh, wait, Jizzy. Yeah, Jizzy.
No.
Very Neptune.
Jizzy. You
Oh,
guys
All
are
right, I'm not a fan of this nickname, and it needs to stop.
Too bad. Get fucked. You guys are Team
Alright, I'm
Jizzy.
planning your murder.
And
So-
the rest.
Get that off my computer screen right now.
No.
It's Joy left. Come on.
No, it's Jizzy.
Ugh.
I fucking hate you.
As they're like approaching the area as well, Joran's going to like flip through Glass Staff spellbook, pick a page, and then it looks like he pulls up a cowl, and then he's going to cast Disguise Self. And I'm going to make myself look like someone out and just a regular ass dude, like someone who looks absolutely nothing like Joran, but like probably another halfling, so I keep the size requirements. Probably
Gotcha.
like red hair, red curly
name a
hair.
halfling from your halfling guild. Your halfling gang
Oh,
from prison.
That's
Sleazy.
red-haired Ricky. That's he's got
Yeah.
curly red hair. He's got buck teeth, and he's got a big nose, and he's always
Use him
got
for life.
he's always got snot coming out of it.
Yeah, you're fucking like you got that dribbling shit, you know? Like you're going, it's yeah,
And he
you
talks
sure are,
like
buddy.
this.
So yeah. And okay, so let me give you a little bit of a description for the exterior now that you've arrived. Look at this. Okay. Nestled in the once bustling city of Waterdeep, the Font of Knowledge stands as a testament to the pursuit of wisdom and the divine connection to the god of knowledge, Ogma. The Grand Temple and Library are housed within a magnificent structure, its architecture a harmonious blend of sacred and scholarly elements. The exterior of the Font of Knowledge is awe-inspiring, with soaring spires and ornate carvings adorning its expansive facade. The main entrance is flanked by two towering marble statues, one representing Ogma with an open tome in hand, while the other depicts Denir, the god of literature and writing, holding a quill and scroll. Intricate reliefs and inscriptions decorate the temple's walls, each one depicting a different story or piece of wisdom from the vast pantheon of knowledge. Visitors are greeted by a grand staircase that leads to the main entrance, while an impressive series of stained glass windows above the entrance cast a colorful, ethereal glow upon the area below. The windows depict scenes of learning, invention, and artistic expression, symbolizing the many forms of knowledge that can be discovered within the font's hallowed halls. Lush gardens surround the temple, filled with aromatic herbs and plants known for their medicinal and magical properties. The gardens serve as a place of reflection and contemplation, as well as a source of natural knowledge for those who study within the font. As visitors approach the temple, they are met with a sense of reverence and awe, a feeling that is only amplified as they step inside the font of knowledge to discover its vast collection of knowledge and the dedicated individuals who serve the gods of wisdom within. The only differences here, of course, is that thick iron bars bar the garden, like bar the outside garden from the public, with a number of heavily armed paladins and great shining suits of armor adorned in very intricate details, similar to the walls of the Font of Knowledge, who protect it and continuously patrol the outer perimeter. From your keen eyes, you can spot that this is kind of a two-tiered thing, where the garden itself is like an outer layer, whereas the steps up towards the temple and kind of entering there is an inner layer, I suppose, in of itself. Select
Gotcha.
with mostly clerics. It like from your keen eye can spot that the mostly paladins there, up guarding the outer walls and stuff, whereas and clerics are within.
Gotcha. Couple questions then. You said there's two layers, the gardens and then the inner layer.
Mhm.
Is the gardens walled off, or is the gardens a non-walled area?
So most of the gardens are walled off, like mainly the entrance, roads,
Right.
and pathways that go into it off cross, because it goes all around in four sides. It's like a square. Whereas the corners, they're more so protected by those thick hedges that you'd see in like mazes and stuff.
So it's walls, garden, building, and there are paladins kind of like, and I imagine guards like at the entrances, or is it unoccupied?
Yes. Yes. In fact, you can make either a perception or an investigation check to kind of uncover a few more details here.
Would you like
This will
help?
definitely be done at advantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's 20.
All right. So you can see that things seem to be tense here. Like paladins that are out front, they're not slacking off in the slightest. They're like, their helmets are like on a swivel, constantly looking and flicking towards any, like, various people who kind of move up and about. The street around is surrounded by scorch marks and kind of, with shattered objects and other objects discarded pretty much, with spattered blood presented here and there. It looks like that this is one of the very temples that has not been spared of previous riots, at least. People, for whatever reason, attempting to kind of tear it down. Thus, you're able to determine, that the majority of their forces are outside of those walls, whereas like there's perhaps, you can count the amount of paladins that are patrolling the gardens themselves on one hand. No more than 5.
So if that's the case, they're patrolling the gardens. There's okay. How tall are the outside walls before the gardens?
So the fences, like the fenced off parts, they reach up to 20 feet. However, the shrubs, like the hedge walls that where basically the fences are not, there's shrubs. Those are only 10 feet. Those are only 10 feet tall. However, they're also 10 feet thick, pretty much, very dense, very very dense brush.
And are Joran and Merilith able to just walk in free of charge? Is this open to the public type of space right now that they're walking into?
No, this is right now. No one is allowed in. No one is allowed in or out. People are you see various people. Sometimes even a person of the cloth kind of comes up and is turned away. Turned away. At one point, someone after a while of pleading tries to force their way in, is just effortlessly thrown harshly onto the ground and kicked for good measure.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Well, if that's the case, Jordan sees someone probably get kicked for good pleasure. He goes, "Oh, geez, I don't want to go over there," and he's gonna go a wide kind of berth around the guard, kind of pacing the perimeter for any flaws in the wall. I guess. I know that you said the brushes and the shrubbery are 10 foot tall. I imagine there could be some recent attacks. Maybe something could have happened.
If there's a crack, I could wiggle my way into it. I can wiggle my way into something that's so much as an inch wide because I'm a keyhole. Freaking dingy.
That's very useful. In fact, let me give you a little bit more information because I want to better describe it a little bit. It's the long, it's a square, right? So the long sides of each square, they're mostly fenced. However, the corners themselves, they're built out of shrub. Does that make sense? So
Gotcha.
Obviously the fence, it extends at least some way into the shrub, but it doesn't go all the way through it. So if you're looking for weaknesses, then they're very likely it's kind of where fence and where shrub meets,
Do we have any idea of do you have any idea of dimension? How big a fence, how big a wall, how big a building, how many stories, etc.
Let me see. Garden iron fence. Okay. So it's put it in text only. It's like these kind. Okay, actually no, this is a better one. It's like these kinds of fences, except they go up to 20 feet, pretty much. They're
Okay,
it's just
so 20 foot iron fencing. That's better.
And then,
Thank you.
And then shrub.
How big is space between each bar? Is it only a few inches?
It's about 1 foot, a 1 foot.
So it's an effective barrier then.
Yes,
it's not
exactly.
Anything you could slip between.
And then the corners are these. Oh man, this is a large image. Fuck. The corners are these large shrubs where it's the fence kind of fades into them. It doesn't go all the way, but obviously the shrubs, and the shrubs are only 10 feet tall, but they're also 10 feet thick rather than, a thin fence. They're
Is
very
this beyond
dense.
the wrought iron gate? Is this what the inside of that place looks like? Because you mentioned there's a fence above the garden, and then this is the shrubbery within the garden.
Yeah, this is some of the shrubbery within the garden. It's also a little bit of the fence though. So there's the garden, in the shrubbery in the garden, it's a lot shorter. It's not fence. It's just little pathways and stuff. This is
this 20-foot fence does it have barbed wire at the top or something, or is it just does this look like something that is climbable by someone?
Hold on. It's it has the kind of like not barbed wire, but it has the kind of design at the top where the spike. It's like the tips are curved like hooks inwards, or I mean outwards. You know?
Gotcha.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, so if you tried to jump over it might stab you in the crotch.
Kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like I can't find an image of it, but like the tips, they're like they curve like a claw.
Yeah, I got that.
I understand what you're trying. I think I know what you mean. The kind of design. I think I
And
understand.
whilst pacing the perimeter and even spending some time near the guards, I imagine, was my detect or disguise self affected at all? Is there some type of anti magic field happening right now?
No, it's like you're. Oh, excuse me. It's like, you know, people apart from like someone occasionally like keeping an eye on you, just as they would anyone else. You're relatively, you know, you're just completely fine from that kind of stuff. And oh, that's the perfect. Yeah, that's exactly the kind, baby. Yeah, thank you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like the reason for that is because you have an amulet of non-detection. Therefore, things like detect magic or like things that would otherwise see through your disguise are rendered null.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Awesome.
They have to make a physical examination inspection on you, and they have to be within touch radius of you to be able
Understood.
to discern that it's disguise.
Gotcha. So it sounds like the barred gate on the outside is an option that we have to deal with. I have enlarge and reduce, and I also have misty step, both of which can get us through the bars. But enlarge and reduce, if I reduce myself, I'd be like fucking a foot tall, and imagine can side like squeeze straight through. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
He said where the openings. Can we go more into depth about them? Are they really only like it's the security grading, right? So it's only an inch between, right?
Yeah, just like no, not an inch. It's like it's a foot. Like it's like those bars. It's
Oh.
like they have length. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Oh, so like a small child could slip through.
yeah, exactly. Like
So Jorlin
they-
enlarged and reduced would be able to slip through.
yes, they are not that effective against keeping people out because this is a temple of knowledge. Even the fences themselves and like the shrubs, they're ornately done with designs in mind. You know, like they're like, you know, where in this they could not have foreseen this kind of stuff. Therefore, like they're pious enough to not go after them. Hence, their defenses are rather ineffective.
How many
because
patrolmen?
there's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just curious how many patrolmen you're dealing with because I heard 5 is a number, but is that truly
Oh.
all of them?
within the inner walls, within like patrolling the garden areas, patrolling like the inside, you can count 5 paladins on the steps, you know, like on the steps guarding like the main doors and like those kinds of like entrances. There's 2 clerics per entrance, pretty much, you know, people of the cloth and that kind of stuff who actually seem like those are the ones who actually seem a little bit not necessarily bored, but they both have like books like or are writing things, that kind of stuff. On the outside, however, that is where the main force appears to be. You count at least 15 paladins. One is positioned at each cardinal direction and at each point of where and at each corner, with the remaining ones patrolling the spaces in between back and forth.
Is it fair to say there are 3 entrances then? Because there's the back fencing for the garden, which is that it's the hook stuff, and then there's the hedge maze that you mentioned, which is also apparently like leading in, so that's another entrance, and then there's the front entrance itself.
Yes.
So those are the 3 entrances.
Yes, there are there are 3 entrances that you can see. However, there is also a third entrance. There is also the third entrance of height. This temple is still surrounded by buildings, and like a few, and like one of them directly to the left is also a pantheon of sorts. Therefore, it's possible that you could, you know, like you could go
Jump
over
over
by
to the
jumping
other
off.
roof and go through their chimney.
Pretty
like
much,
Santa
yeah.
Claus.
Exactly, yeah.
Are the roofs that
Oh.
close so that I can jump from one roof to the next, or like maybe misty step from one roof to the next?
Yes, in this particular ward, like this is like where like in this particular ward and street, these temples are densely packed against one another. This is like an alley of like worship for all these various deities and all that kind of stuff. So yes, indeed.
You got
And
yourself 4
what's
entrances.
the window situation looking like the mosaic kind of glass pieces? Like, do they fold outward? Is it like a hot day? Do they have some of them open? Like, you see what I mean?
So it looks to be looking from there. If anything, they seem to be enchanted. Like they seem to have at least some kind of warding because they appear pristine. You don't know how long they've been there, likely for a very long time, but they have not succumbed to dust or dirt or any kind of smearing across them. They look as beautiful as they did the day they were created. Thus, it's safe to assume that as far as filtering goes or needing to open them, there is magical purposes that kind of circumvent that, allowing them to instead remain in place and just be a permanent fixture as if they were a part of the stone itself.
Are there any nooks and crannies that lead inside to the building then from the outside? Like any like Kenny said, chimneys, any like I don't know, like exhaust pipes, even a sewer duct, you know what I mean? Like balconies. Even if it's something like walking through a shit fucking pipe, you know what I mean? Like just something.
I imagine that you somehow would have procured at least a layout. You have probably a layout of the blueprints of the sewer system of the city. That's easily done through your criminal contacts and everything. I figured you have that, so I'm just assuming that
you're gonna go through their toilet. Oh my god.
They do. I mean, they do.
Last time we talked about this, are you actually gonna go through with going in the toilet?
So
are you kidding me? We live in medieval times. They don't have fucking modern plumbing. Like that's super viable for a thief. That's huge. No one
exactly.
Check their toilet.
They are not. Yeah. As magically inclined as they are not above the power to be disconnected from the sewer system.
Toilet. They should have opted for the bucket.
Like the fucking stinky bandits.
And then from there, you also mentioned kind of nooks and crannies. They do have a few openings, you have to. This is after you're kind of climbing around to try and get a vantage point. You do notice that they do have a few openings, up. They do have a few openings on the top. In fact, you discovered that they have a platform, or a place that a sermons would be given on the very structure of the roof. You see stairways that lead down into it, from the top of the ceiling itself. No one looks to be up there right now, however.
You got yourself a balcony, basically.
Okay. There's a stairway that leads down from the balcony. And if I were to go onto another roof, I could run Misty Step, jump while I'm invisible, and then cast Featherfall on myself to kind of glide. You see what I mean? And I could land on top of the building and then go into the kind of the balcony. That's all.
You got yourself 5 different options. It seems like you can go through. I don't think the front door is necessarily an option, but it is technically an option. So
it's possible with our non-detection, a lot of charisma checks and disguise self, but it's the least likely we are to succeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning either sewers or being able to kind of Misty Step over from another rooftop and then come down on the balcony, because how close is that balcony from another rooftop?
If you go, I think top floor might actually be the best option though, because if you go bottom floor, there's going to be a lot of movement if we do cause a distraction, because they might start securing stuff on bottom floor just in case anyone breaks in or something like that from the lower level. So let's say you do sewer, you're going to be dealing with a lot of security just because of us. But if you go top, then you can go top bottom, and I believe our objective is near one of the top floors.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm betting.
Yeah, elaborating on, because Kenny's correct. Elaborating on what he mentioned there as well. It's only a 10-foot gap in between in between one building from the other. So for someone like a thief, I believe you have running jump or something like that, one of those features.
He can jump crazy.
Yeah, you don't need Misty Step. You personally do not need Misty Step. And in fact, if you're willing to go for it, this is also a method to kind of get others more than just yourself. It's such a fucking out of the way method that no one even bothered to think that someone would try and use it.
Gotcha.
The problem is getting up everyone else on the roof. Having you two just do it is perfect. I like having
it's small, concise. I can be invisible while doing it. Merilith has tons of spells to bolster. We could chill.
And let's say Merilith gets caught out. Merilith looks like a fucking lizard. What are they gonna? They're not gonna fucking just randomly attack the lizard unless they're sociopaths.
It's the fuck is this lizard doing here? Get his head.
I don't think they do that. I think they just be like, lizard, they leave her alone.
And then our escape escape can be the same entrance. Like we can just like jump back over to the other building, like assuming, you know what I mean? Like, so we won't have to touch the ground at all or get into the gardens at all. We can kind of just like go from building top to building top, assuming.
Let me show
Yeah.
you something. Look at
Don't need to
the
worry about any of the
map real quick.
gardens.
So like this, so like, you know, to fucking like to get on the balcony, it's like this pretty much. It's like 10 feet down, but also 10 feet over. Getting back is a little bit trickier, but it's still
I see
possible.
what you mean. So like
Yeah.
this right here is like the balcony we'd be jumping
Uh-huh.
from, and we're going down to this balcony right here, for instance.
Exactly.
But like I said, with Misty Step, so I'm able to hold that second level spell slot. I can go like all the way from over here, get a running start, and Misty Step up to this other building top.
there you
If
go.
don't necessarily make it feather fall, reduces their
Yeah.
falling speed, so you glide a little bit.
Exactly.
And
There you go.
Aerolith can also turn into just a creature with big fucking dexterity to jump you across something. Like
Yeah.
a deer has long jump.
We have plenty of tools to get us to the other side. We just need to remember to try to save the resources on the exit. And then once we're in there, I'm assuming we don't have access to blueprints of the building itself and know exactly where the item is.
They
That
might
would
have
be
stuff
sweet.
in there though to help out.
Yes. There would be,
We
yeah,
did find
there's
that.
for that method of information gathering, that would have to be either internal, or you would have to like, or the other option is to spend, you know, like perhaps a day trying to find a contact who has intricate knowledge of this. But I'm
What
assuming like the latter is out of the question due to the time it would take.
what is the building we are going to be jumping from? Is it like an apartment complex? Is it like another temple? Is it like a factory? Is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a great question. The building, like, so the building you'd be jumping from is like something of like a public gathering hall, I suppose. Not quite city hall-esque, but nonetheless still like it has like a big round table where people voice their opinions and matters to other people who are various importance. It's open to be hosted by practically anyone with enough coin to do
So a
such a
gathering
thing.
hall.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
a gathering hall.
Yeah.
I have a question, or like an auditorium. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So if this is an auditorium and we lived here, what's a notable group that talks a lot about the community within this particular street that uses it a lot? Is there a drug program? And can you name it? I want to know if Dare is a thing here.
Well, quite obviously, that would probably be one of the guilds of Waterdeep, because those guys are fucking
The
annoying.
Anti-Drug Association.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I want
And
you to name that though. I don't want it to be the Anti-Drug Association. I want it to be something stupid.
the fucking let's see.
Portals against crack.
Moms against misuse of potions.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise known as Monopoly.
Only you can protect
Yeah.
you and your loved ones against potion abuse.
Mhm.
Nap them.
Map them.
Map 'em. The group's called Map 'em. Heck
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go, John. It's Map 'em. That's the building.
Misuse of potions.
Seeing that there's a Map'em building, we're going to go in there, take some of their literature for a little bit, kill some time, and then make our way slowly up to the rooftop, and then like steal access if possible. I imagine Map'em doesn't keep very good, security on the rooftop access, and then
No, yeah. In fact, it's actually relatively empty right now. Obviously it's moms against potion misuse. With everything that's happening, it's safe to assume that most of these people are at
Most
home
moms
with
are
their
dead.
families, safe at home. So if anything, it's quite abandoned. Actually,
gotcha.
you don't encounter
No.
another soul
Most moms
there.
are dead because all adventurers have to have a good backstory.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna find some of their literature, pretend like he's interested, check their pantries. Do you know how like AA meetings they have like iced tea and cookies?
Yeah.
You go like
Yeah.
take the iced tea and cookies and then. go
Vice,
to the
is there
rooftops.
a woman? Is there a Karen-esque woman behind the counter?
I imagine,
are you trying to wager yourself into this situation? You want to be
No,
a
no, no.
Karen?
I'm just asking.
I imagine
see the
like
NPC
because like I
info.
said, it's abandoned, but I imagine there's a likeness, like there's some stupid fucking plaque of some stupid fucking lady with a stupid fucking face.
I want John to be screamed at for not being engaged enough with the material.
Like fucking
I want Drellin to be
Aaron
bitched at for no
shit.
reason.
Aaron.
I can do it if you want.
Merilith,
I mean,
you're
it's not up to
overcome.
me.
Merilith, as a female, you're overcome with the urge to bitch and moan. This place is filled
Bruh.
with bad mojo.
Bro, she's hiding in the pocket. Fuck this.
The mapum takes you over. You
Yeah.
suddenly start transforming. You
Do
grow
you-
high heels.
Yeah.
Pearls
You want me to
grow
be
around
the
your
behind
neck.
the counter lady? I
Jesus
guess.
We did a lot of talking because I imagine there's a lot of information being processed at the same time. But I imagine this did not take Merilith and Joran too long at all. So for the remainder of the time, while everybody
Great.
else is doing their thing, Joran's just gonna sit on top of the rooftop eating some rations and just chilling
Yeah.
with Merilith. I imagine,
Alright.
waiting for them to
Yeah.
kill some time.
And the rest,
Let's
yes.
cut to group
Just
two,
before
I
I,
guess.
yeah, just before I cut over. In fact, this is like the second part. I'm gonna give you information about once we come back, I'll give you information on what the populace the populace has kind of been doing. You
Oh,
haven't seen those
yeah.
riots, but you will, and I'll give you info on that once I cut.
And
back to
another
you.
thing, the comings and goings, and if there's any familiar people coming in and out of the building, not just scouting the building and the entryways, but the frequent goers. You see what I mean?
Yes, I got you.
What kind of a little bit of the routine of the joint is all. Checking that out seems valuable. So
Got you. Yeah. Perfect. I'll get back to you on that. Yeah. Let us cut from Team Jizzy to Team everyone else.
So we're
Oh,
the,
dear.
so we had to look up for someone long arms or whatever.
Yeah.
Yup.
You're
We're
looking
hitting
for
the street.
Two Arms
We-
Nary and Long Arms Larry.
We've just left the auditorium while Jorlin and Merilith have gone on their adventure. And now it's time for us to go on ours. And Booker puts his hands together, and then he grabs Schmeevel immediately after just rubbing his hands together. He's like, "You gotta help me. I forgot what this guy was."
Oh, don't you worry, Booker. I got you.
Let's put our heads together. We gotta figure this out. We gotta find.
I'm gonna fuck him. I promise.
Let's go get him.
We're gonna get reduced prices.
Wait, no, we're actually not supposed to fight him. Hold on. We're supposed to be friends with him.
No. I said some. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we need to take a step back. Jorlin would not like us killing this guy. I don't think.
No. We would never
randomly.
kill this guy.
Out of all of the random killings we've done, I don't think this is one that we can do, unfortunately.
Unfortunate, really.
Yeah,
Don't
the
worry.
next random person that we see, though, they're fair game.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna take part of this killing.
Huh? What? You're not a part of this. This is a very close conversation between
voice.
me and my best friend Schmeevel.
Yeah, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, but you're not gonna murder him. He's our kill.
I
Yeah.
got cooties.
I support
Yeah.
this decision.
Oh my god.
Ozo can join if he wants.
Ugh.
Can
I have
I
a child.
No.
I have a child to take care of.
Okay. So it's just me and you, Schmeevel. We'll murder someone later.
Okay.
Yeah, later. Not now. Later.
Why do they get to commit murder? I want to commit murder.
Not yet, chase that.
Not yet,
Not
Stage
yet.
Not yet.
yet.
Monstrosities you can kill, but
There's a time and place, but not
No, no,
Yeah.
she can
No,
kill
shut up,
people
Aki.
too. She
Don't
can kill
ask you.
people too.
fuck you, asshole.
No.
Better call.
No,
my
you.
child.
No, it's our child.
I'm helping Schmeevel.
No.
As I said, I'm helping Schmeevel recall where this guy was.
Where the fuck is
with the
this guy?
22.
Yeah.
Where
Yep,
is
you
he?
guys nail him down. You guys nail him down pretty much. Kind of, it's more back towards where your base is. It seems like a lot of the lesser rundown areas around where your base of operations is unsurprisingly where a lot of your contacts are. Who would have guessed? So, anyways, as you kind of reach there, you reach the abode of Noodle Arms Nary and Long Arms Larry. Imagine you knock on this kind of on this store that has no windows. Everything is long since it's been boarded up, and it has no indication whatsoever that it
slam
would
my
actually be
big-
a place.
I slam my big hand on the door, my big smelly hand, as the camera zooms in on my fist and makes it hyper realistic and just shows it really fucked up, like it's Ren and Stimpy, of course, every single time.
So yeah, you fucking so then you slam it, and then a moment
I'll
passes.
make an
you don't
athletics
hear-
check. It's 29.
the door fucking bends. It fucking you have there's a Booker fist sized dent in it now. And you don't hear footsteps, but then the knob slowly unlocks, and then it begins to turn like here, and then like very very distant, like this ridiculously long ass arm is like stretches like all the way to the back of this like dark area, and like this fucking dark store as you see this like noodle arms Neri, this gray this like
Wait,
naked figure.
Oh, hold on.
built
I
of,
think
like,
these were the
gray
wrong
clay.
people.
No, these are it. These are the guys. Like this fucking guy built out of like gray, fucking like almost clay-like substance, pretty much. As he just
What
stares at you with like an uncanny, like an uncanny expression, like opening the door all the way. Scrolls and papers and all kinds of stuff fill this like place. It's like there's hasty scribblings coming from behind a different counter.
Hey, we're gonna need forgery work done. We're gonna drop some stuff off here later. We were just checking to see if that's like an alright thing for us to do and stuff.
So, like, a moment passes, and then from that counter, like slowly ascending, as if peeking over, a very large singular red eye kind of like peeps up. You're like, you're like Long Arms Larry is an albino Nothic. Very he's put his skills to good work in replicating and making forgeries. Very lucrative business for someone such as him. Sorry, what were you saying, Baby-O?
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything.
It was Squid.
Yeah.
I push up my fake boobs. I'm trying to seduce him.
Go ahead and roll with
I shift
disadvantage.
uncomfortably away from Schmeagle.
Roll like a fucking like a charisma check. At
Wait, hold on. Can I
disadvantage.
actually do the opposite of help?
You can't get double disadvantage.
Best.
He rolled a 16.
How good is that?
Like fucking like a very wet sticky noise sound. Like
Ew!
it fucking blinks. Like it blinks at you.
Is he
Schmeevel.
Not Schmeagle.
Yes.
yeah, that's it. It fucking blinks at you.
Hey, hot stuff. Wait, hold on. I gotta do the voice.
Hey, hot stuff. How you doing? I heard you do forgeries, huh? How's about you give?
Stop blinking.
How's about you give us a reduced price for a chance to honk one of these?
He honks his he honks his fake boob.
Oh my god.
Wait, can
Fucking,
wait, after hearing the noise, can I reach over and grab one and squeak?
Yeah. You fucking.
Hey, don't damage the goods. Hey, stop it.
He will
Boomer
slap your
just
hand.
smiles and serotonin enters his brain.
the fucking the Nothic the Nothic blinks again is like 1 gold per chapter.
Come on, you gotta do it a little. Do we look like we're made out of money?
Here, listen to this. What do you think?
1 gold per
No,
two
hold on. I don't think
chapters.
you understand. I lean in really close.
Okay, one silver per chapter. What do you want?
There we go. We got it. All right, now go on ahead. Give it a try. Or you've earned it.
Go on.
It reaches out like a very a clawed kind of they're not greasy. In fact, they're like fucking from constant use. They're like calloused and dry and ashy.
they're
and
clammy.
fucking, like, reaches out
It's
and
got the
fucking,
same Ren and Stimpy
Yeah.
like thing that I do.
The shit
yeah,
with the
fucking
Tuesday
reaches
stuff.
out fucking.
Can I? I'm gonna squeeze. He does that. I'm gonna squeeze the other one.
Jose, I do not like this.
I cover Chaser's eyes for seeing more of this shit.
Here, you try this one. I'll try the other one. Here, give it a shot.
Squishy.
Don't think
Go-
about it
go on
too
ahead.
much, Shasta.
Yeah.
Just don't think about
the
it.
cheeks are also.
We're fucking idiots. We're all fucking idiots.
Okay, what do you want forged? What's the job?
All right. Well,
this
we don't have
time?
the stuff yet, but we were going to drop it off here. We're just making sure it's discreetly done. We're gonna pay you up front. It's going to be like an entire book thing, and I just want to secure stuff, make sure that we can get this in fast.
You know how big the book is?
No clue, but it's probably huge.
It's probably as
It's-
thick as my
It's a
ass.
silver piece, so why don't you
Here,
just give
how about I
me
just pay you like
like-
a bulk amount up front,
and then
How's that sound?
I'll refund you the excess. Like just give me 100 gold and then I'll give you back the remainder.
Got you. Can you make this like a priority thing though? Like I want this to be like we give it to you and then it's immediately like worked on. Like how can is there like a price for priority here?
Can I get like 10 extra gold? Is that fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't
And
you
then I'm
want
gonna
10
s-
extra squeezes?
I'm- I mean you get 9 more.
Okay, five extra golds. Just
You still get the four. You still get the four squeaks though.
I'll use them later when
Okay.
we come back.
Yeah, I mean like I understand why.
Yeah.
In fact,
Hmm.
Wonders.
Well, there goes that boop.
Don't worry about it. It's natural.
I
No,
heard they grow back.
yeah, they do grow back.
It's a necroback!
How do you know? You don't even got any.
Ruh-roh.
Anyways, nice doing business with ya.
yeah, nice doing business. Shmeevla, can you hand him the money?
Hmm.
All right. He does it in like such a, like, he does it in such a whole way. Like he leans forward with this, with his chest out. Like puts his hand in between his fake boobies and pulls out a pouch.
As he fucking like does that, like a discolored, swollen tongue kind of like escapes its like
Ew!
mouth and just licks its teeth individually.
Booker's he needs a stress ball, so
Yeah, it's a gross sight, but I mean it's a fucking Nothic. It's not Prince Charming, you know.
Hey, you always wanted to squeeze a boob.
So yeah,
Right.
mark you guys down. 100 gold, and he'll be ready to work on this shit pretty much.
all right,
just soon as
so
it
we
comes
got
up.
this set up. We're all good. I'll remember the spot now. I have it marked on our funny map. We're all good. All right, everyone. That was our trip. How does everyone feel after this whole adventure?
Very uncomfortable.
What do you mean?
All right,
I'm
we'll
ready
stop
to
at an ice
go.
cream. We'll stop at an ice cream shop. How does that sound?
Yes,
after all of
for Shasta. Pat Shasta's head.
What do you mean? She has
Teresa,
to
how does
learn.
it sound? You want some ice cream?
I'll get ice cream.
No, you know, like how little kids do when they're upset. She just kind of nods.
Ice
All right,
cream.
Mice, we go get ice cream.
Yeah, we go get ice cream.
This was very small. Let's act this out too, I guess.
Just before,
pulls up
like, just
the-
before you leave, like Shmeevel, like, you know, imagine like, you look back towards a Nothic is staring at you, and it goes like,
Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, babe. Oh. By the way,
Oh,
when
this
you
is too much fun.
once you play it, you can't stop. It doesn't stop. You can't cancel it.
He accepts that he might have to fuck a Nothic later, but it's okay.
It's for the
No,
group.
Does
no
it
one
for
said
the
you
team.
had to do that.
Exactly, he has to do it for the
Fate is
team.
sealed. Your fate is sealed. You can't go back, gay
He
boy.
pulls out the squeaky from his chest and he gives it to Seisha. Wanna squeak it?
No.
Really
Can Booker squeak it? Can you reach over and just?
Yeah.
Go pick it up. Oh, there goes that.
It explodes. It's gone.
All right,
get more of those.
All right, we gotta get ice
Yeah.
cream before Seisha's
Yeah,
lose her
you're
fucking mind.
This took like very little time. Just get your fucking ice cream. Like,
Yay!
All right, so you need to describe in detail, in gross detail, what this ice cream parlor looks like that we pull up to that's nearby.
I do have.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to.
You gotta do
Time
this.
skip.
No,
I'm
you
getting-
guys can skip it. It's okay.
I'm getting I
God
get
damn it.
PTSD just because like ice cream is the shits, bro. I don't want to describe what I can't have.
You eat it anyway, you fucking mongrel.
Shut the fuck up. That's not helping my case. So be quiet.
Can we at least have a heated debate with the person who's selling us ice cream over the price
Hey,
that we
look,
pay after,
guys!
after we
A gnome
get ice
in a
cream?
motorcycle selling ice cream. Look at that! Oh
You know what?
shit! Look at
Because-
him!
Yeah, because you asked for it, Kenny. It's 25 gold per scoop. Fuck you.
Holy
I'm not
shit.
paying that. I'm not paying that.
All right, we're beating
gonna
this motherfucker up and taking it
Reduce the
all in.
price.
No!
Reduce the price right now.
No,
gonna start
don't,
fighting these guys.
Why don't you
don't
reduce
beat
my nuts,
Turk
huh?
to
You-
toast
I
terrific
would like
ice
to-
cream.
I'm
I
gonna
would
kill
like to-
No,
Bryce,
I'm gonna kill him.
I want to kill him. I want to
No,
kill
we're
him.
killing him.
What do you want?
Are there any witnesses?
Yes, there's countless children around here. They love ice cream.
It's okay.
Hey, kids, do you want free ice cream?
I'll enthrall them with my performance.
No.
No.
What the-
No.
no,
I
no,
said
no,
no.
Replace
no.
the ice cream man.
God.
Wait,
What is your
I-
performance? What are you doing to your audience?
well, okay.
I know.
Shmeevel does a funny little dance. He has ice cream in his hands, and he's like Pied Pipering the children away from like the
While
machine.
he's
I thought
he's like dancing around and being a distraction. Can I
I'm a-
break into the ice cream man's thing with Ozai and brutally
I'm a-
murder him? Then we
I'm
can
a-
replace
I'm
him.
gonna do a lariat on his ass. You want to do a
Like, I
double
want-
lariat?
I
Let's
want
do a
to
double
I want to like replace him. I want to like drag him into the back screaming as like we like blare ice cream music and like replace
Like-
him.
Yeah, so like this happens and it goes off flawlessly, right? But because Shmeevel needed to have one ice cream in order to begin it, he marked down 20 minus 25 gold. You still get fined.
But can we steal his gold back?
Yeah, we take the gold back.
We take it from
Well-
the cash register. We brutally murder him.
you
We gain
know.
You
nothing, we
still
lose
lost it.
nothing.
You still briefly lost 25 gold. Fuck you.
All right, so we drag him to the back. We mercilessly beat him up. Before that, we make sure the clothes are clean. Then we put it on Booker. Unfortunately, Booker is a bit bigger, so we're gonna need to figure. He's gonna
His
shrink
belly
down.
is sticking out. His belly is sticking out. He looks like
But-
a guy who wouldn't necessarily be just selling ice cream.
Ozai takes a look at you. Something's missing here. I know what. He rummages around. He gets a hairnet and puts it on your head. Perfect.
All right, now I can sell ice cream to everyone.
It's hope. It's like it's almost hopeless. Like the internet is just almost.
Shasta gets
hopeless.
infinite Rocky Road. I give her all the Rocky Road she could ever
I
ask
want
for.
vanilla.
What? But Rocky Road is far superior.
No, but I like vanilla better.
Okay, you can have
Oh,
as much
Ozai-
vanilla as you want.
And there's a
I
lot
want
of
the
vanilla
whole
here.
tub. Put it
Alright.
in front of me.
Ozai
Okay.
takes a tub. Like when you say tub, he doesn't think like tub like the regular ice cream tub. He takes like a bathtub.
Tub.
and he puts-
I love the backdrop of just like we murdered a man. There's like blood in like subtle places all around.
Yeah.
He's putting it on the
he takes a bathtub and puts a bunch of vanilla in your tub.
Shmeevel comes
Can we
running
take
back.
the ice cream cart back to the theater? Can that be the ride back?
Guys, okay, we gotta go. I lost all the children. I don't know where the f they went.
You
No,
literally lost him.
I don't know where they
Okay,
are.
We brutally murdered the ice cream man. This is our new ride home. We're gonna take the ice cream wagon back to
Oh,
the
that's
theater
sick
and then
fuck.
dispose of it.
I am in
And I got
pain.
vanilla. Oh, give me some nail polish.
I
No.
am in
Died for
great
this.
pain.
This is what you get for charging us 25 gold.
Yeah, scum like these need to die.
Anyway, that was the scene. We brutally murdered an ice cream man and
I
stole
am so
everything that ever
tired.
belonged to him.
This is
Yeah.
a lesson for the rest
Here,
of your
for
life.
you.
Krishna.
For you, I have coffee flavored ice cream for you.
Oh.
Because you're so tired.
All of you.
Oh,
All of you
thanks.
involved,
Want
like,
some Rocky Road?
Yeah, like all of you involved with that horrific sight can just get inspiration. You were inspired.
Can I not?
somehow.
Of course.
Inspired by murder.
Can I not
Yeah.
have inspiration?
We're inspired by the dark
I choose
secret that we're
to
all
not
going to
have
share.
it. Because,
Fine. Don't take it if you don't want it, but fuck you regardless.
yeah, Taki does not participate in.
Taki, remember, snitches die. We take the cart home.
I'll drive the cart.
We go
Yeah. She drives the car.
When
'cause-
Jorlin and Meredith return, there's just an ice cream cart outside
They're gonna get a lot
the
of.
theater. Did we regroup?
Yeah, you guys like Jordan, if you see your party, will you go to them or are you gonna stay like Batman? You gonna wait for them to spot you like fucking the Dark Knight? Like,
I
just
see that they're
potato.
pacing around with an ice cream cart that I definitely remember not partying with them with, and they're screaming at each other. And Taki's like, "I don't want to drive the car." Like,
I don't want to
and it's
drive
like,
the
you
car.
know, I don't think I'm going to meet up with them quite yet. If that's okay with you, Meredith.
And she just kind of looks at him, like still in lizard form, kind of blips slowly,
Flip.
and then nods.
Where the fuck did they get an ice cream cart from?
Green tea is far
Shrugs
superior.
lizard shoulders.
No, vanilla is the best.
Rocky Road.
Yeah, I'm gonna like actively hide from them. He's like,
He's
yeah,
just
no
waiting
shot.
for us to be done talking about ice cream.
Once it seems like you guys are burnt a little bit down on energy, he'll come down.
I mean, no,
it
there's
can't
a,
be
there's,
endless, you know. It
there's,
can't.
there's a
They
sugar
can
rush
do
going
this for
on.
hours. They could talk and debate ice cream for fucking hours.
You know what's going to happen if you do this. If you give us too much power, John, it'll happen. It'll just go on forever.
Yeah.
The
I want
Sage gets the zoomies.
Fuck!
I
Seems
I
like
just
I
love
want
that
them
it's
to
like
calm down
never. It's
before
never
it seems like
stopping.
they're
It's
going
never
through.
calming down.
Man, I wish
He's
John
just running
was
around,
here.
always chasing Shasta.
Alright.
Booker has to dispose of the body.
Get back here, damn it!
No,
Well,
I'm the wizard queen.
No!
seems like they don't plan on calming
Wizard
down
fuck!
anytime today, so let's make our ways down.
Really
Shasta!
John.
Shmeevel,
Booker.
do you have one of those balls?
What?
He looks down at his pants.
He only has one.
Why do you
No.
want it?
I mean the squeaky thing.
He looks down again at his pants.
I mean, never mind. I don't want to trust you with that. I mean, what do you want to?
Yeah, I want to squeak something. Give me a squeaky thing. Why does it have to be weird? Why can't you just hand me a stress ball?
Hey guys, what's
All
up?
right.
He like
Oh, hey,
He, like,
John.
starts-
Thank God
Hey,
you're
Jordan.
you
here.
see like Shmuel in the midst of like taking off his
Why
pants.
are we? Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what
I
I'm
hope
doing.
you guys
Oh,
are doing this in plain
So
sight,
we've
right
done
in front
horrible
of them.
things.
I hope you guys are
According to
doing this
Taki,
right in
we've done
front of
horrible
them.
things.
That are trying to look at you. You know, I really hope so.
Although what I call horrible,
No, we're
what she
moving,
calls
come
horrible,
on.
I call infinite ice cream. Is all I'm saying.
We're moving. Come on.
Okay.
Do I have to drive the car?
No, we're ditching the cart. We're throwing it
Okay,
into the
good.
ravine
She
near the
jumps out
theater.
the car. She's like, I'm done with
I
this
push the
shit.
cart into the abyss.
Where you want to head? Do you want to go to Mordenkainen's or do you want to swing on back somewhere else?
No, I'm all rested, ready to go. I thought we were gonna do it near night.
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
You know, to cover at night and stuff like that. So I thought it was good to kill time.
Aye, Captain. Well, this is what we're gonna do. Come here, everybody, group up. Here's the plan. After like moving a block or two away. So, the building that me and Meredith came out of, the rooftop is very close to the rooftop of the actual kind of like church. After you guys start your commotion up, we are going to jump on over. We're going to enter through the balcony area. It doesn't seem like there's that many guards on the daily. I mean, like, especially with nighttime coming up as well, there may be even less. I only saw 5 of them outside in the courtyard area, and you're going to have to see how many you can bring out towards you. The more the merrier. Just try your best to cause a non-aggravated riot. Like, this needs to be a disturbance, not a riot. We don't need anyone getting hurt. We need people to be
Okay.
there. All okay?
So what you're saying is we're not allowed to kill anyone randomly.
No, please.
What
Like killing
if they're an
random-
ice cream man?
Is
Ignore it. Ignore it. Yeah, we won't kill. No killing. Yeah, we got it. We got it.
okay, so we're gonna cause a distraction. Me and Meredith are gonna go in. We might take a bit, unfortunately. I don't have the exact layout of the building itself. We're gonna scout around. I plan on being invisible while we're scouting around. And if you can do me the favor, like I said, just burn as much time as possible outside. Okay?
Over.
And then once I leave the building, we need to have a signal that means that we're safe, right? Maybe we can light a candle. I'll have a candle right on top of that building, and it'll get lit. Just keep your eyes lit, like on the pier for that.
Well, I
okay?
mean, they're like pious
Let's
people.
get
They
lit.
light candles all the time. I think I have a really good idea.
Joran, do you have any messaging spells or anything that can contact
Yeah, you
me?
got Merilith, but I know Merilith can do a thing. Merilith can. You remember that thing that she does with that big fucking laser?
Joran like reaches in his pocket, pulls out a copper wire, and then holds it up to his lips, and he just goes, "Yes, I do. All clear."
That could work as long as we're near the building.
Shmeevel,
Yeah, just be close enough to the building. That's all.
So
Shmeevel
I
tells
want
me-
to butt in a little bit and add some more information because Joran, you noticed something like because it didn't take you too long to do your scouting. You had quite a bit of time before the party arrived, and in that time, a riot, like another riot, had happened. Just a crowd, just a crowd of already aggravated people had come down the streets, and they tried pretty much at least torching or kind of attack or kind of attempting to attack most of the most of the surrounding temples pretty much with the font of knowledge included. With them it was the paladins had formed a barrier of sorts of with their armor and just had knocked them back. A bit of blood was shed, but at least from what you could tell, no deaths were happening. Therefore,
Hold on.
I will reveal this information to you guys. You guys, for the party who wants to distract them, there are two important things that you need to consider. Basically, if you roll low, then it means that this will be rather ineffective. You'll kind of fail to gather most of the guards' attention, as well as those inside to kind of be coaxed out. Therefore, what happens on the inside will become a little bit harder. However, if you roll too high, then the surrounding mobs of already tense people and aggravated citizens will kind of join up with you, and therefore turn this into the chaotic scene that you don't necessarily want to have. So you want to aim for something that's right in the middle when you're going about your performance checks.
I mean, I have an idea. Jorlin.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with distraction stuff. That's just going to be, I think, mostly just it's going to be based on mostly luck, depending on if we hit the right thing. But don't we have 2 sending stones?
Who has the sending stones?
I have one that Halia gave me, but there should be 2 more because I gave 2 amongst the other, 2 to 2 other people. I forget who it was, but I believe Taki was one of them.
What? No, I got it from my father.
I don't got one.
No, there should be another one floating around that we all have.
Well,
Is it gone?
everybody check your pockets.
Okay, it's gone.
Everybody
Alright,
check your
let's go.
pockets.
We'll be fine. We got message.
That's not significant range, but it's okay. It's something.
120 feet from a 3-story building. I think we got plenty of range. It'll be
As
okay.
long as you're near a window and we're close to the building.
Vice, this is a question not related to the heist at all. How much money would I have to PayPal you for you to stop saying Paladin like adult?
Straight up, dude, he won't.
$50.
If I give you $50, you'd stop saying Paladin for forever.
No, he won't.
No, he won't.
I'll have to think about it. I'll have to think about it.
You'll
but
have to
it is
think about it.
It is
Start
Paladin.
group GoFundMe. That's
Yeah, go on me.
Alright, well, let's say the worst case possible happens though, Jorlin, and for whatever reason we're not even near the building to see you. Do you think there's a way you could still send us a message?
Worst comes to worst, you
Wait,
guys are
Booker. I
have a drift globe.
You
I could just
don't-
make the drift globe glow, and it'll
Don't
be
you
like
have
a
the
second
chicken?
sunlight.
That'll be good.
Wait,
You'll
Booker,
probably
don't you have the
realize that.
chicken?
What chicken?
The chicken, that nugget that you.
Oh, that
got
one?
from- Yeah, just use
I
that,
ate
and Nugget can teleport and hey, I'm Nugget.
I
I'm
ate
here
it.
to help you out.
I ate
Thing
it.
goes south.
Hey.
I
Never
ate
mind.
You're just gonna have to keep your eyes peeled. The roof I'm gonna be on. I have lanterns. I have silent image. I can cast out a silent image, and then it'll be like a big
Gotcha.
it'll be a big thumbs up in the air that you could probably see.
We'll pay attention to anything weird.
Yeah.
Although I think there's something that I think me and Merilith know. Merilith,
I think
Mlem.
Storm right now, Merilith.
Like
There's this
she
one
could
thing
probably
that I
ship
know
out if
that.
you want.
I mean, she doesn't have to. I think she can understand me.
She just like nods her little lizard head. Wah 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 wah.
There's just like one thing that I know that we can do. We can write in the sky, and you can draw things in the sky, and it's like the clouds. It's called Skywrite. It's a really cool spell.
She blips.
But that might work.
Not
You could
good.
draw like a thing in the sky. Like let's say, Jorlin, you have her draw that one thing in that one thing in like thief or something, or you have her write or something in she writes something in Druidic. I'll be able to understand that.
Sounds good. I think it's one of those we'll know when we see it type of things. We got a bunch of tools at our disposal.
Yo, I think we can figure this out though. It should be fine. Either way, you guys got that part. We trust you. We'll handle the distraction. Trust us. It'll be okay.
Sounds good. I'm gonna make my way back up on the rooftop. Sounds good to you guys.
All right, let's
You
get
head
this
there.
thing
We'll
rolling.
Alright.
We'll meet
He'll
you
like
there. It's
walk
good that you
over,
guys
kind
get
of
set up
like
first.
give pats on like the shin or the waist or wherever he can reach. Just give everybody pats around. All right. Elect everybody. Be safe. See you in a minute.
You too. All right.
All right, everyone. Here's the setup. First, Chase, I gave you ice cream. Can you be a child for this and not a unicorn?
I had this buzzing.
Oh, she's hyper.
I can be a finger toe creature with fingers and toes.
Yeah, be a toe.
I got to sneeze though. If I can't sneeze if I
Tickle,
don't.
tickle. Your nose. Tickle.
What?
Oh, she goes.
Why did she explode?
Oh, she's those are
She's
cheap.
dead.
Those are
She's
popping.
everywhere.
What have you done, Taki? Punches.
Kills Taki.
She became human. Oh, my
All right,
rib.
now here's the thing. All right, so they're a child. Shmeevel,
Hi.
I want you to dress us up as hear me out. I think being something that's not a nerd would be really cool. I think we need to be the opposite of what they are, and I think the order that is opposite to them would be. And I say that thing. So I rolled the net great. So I know some things. Vice, what would really piss them off if we were to dress as like an opposing orders and like go there?
The jock
Like-
order.
Jocks.
Yeah, like
there's-
what's like the jock order that would like clown on them because they're a bunch of nerds.
Good question.
Barbarians.
Fucking jock order.
By the way, I can speak Infernal. Over
I
here.
don't think we're gonna dress up as demon worshippers. That's gonna cause a bit more than just a commotion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think fucking so. If you want one, Vecna's a pretty good choice.
Oh my
He's
God,
the god
not
of secrets, hidden knowledge, and also
Vecna.
fucking undeath. And considering they consist of paladins and clerics, then fucking like I think there's no
Yeah,
better
but that's
choice
like close to demon worship. I'm looking for like a rival group that wouldn't necessarily raise the most alarm bells, but would still be like alarming to have show up.
It's
at
just
your
like,
front door.
not
they're rival deities. They're natural
Yeah, but like
adversaries.
that guy's illegal to worship. He's like he's an undead abomination. I would like to be something that is legal to be worshipped. That's still within
in
the same
Waterdeep.
location.
Bane.
Bane.
That's not legal. That's a demon.
That's a demon.
That's not
I'm
a
looking
demon.
for something
Wait, what is
non-demonic,
then? What is the
non-undead.
what's rival towards like the god of
How
knowledge, as in
about
like one to
fucking-
one?
Maybe
Could,
Talos.
Like, Tyr,
I think
can I know
Talos.
about Tyr? Because Tyr is just a punch you in the face kind of god, and that would be funny to have show up. Like we could just be dressed as like a whole bunch of people of Tyr, and that'd be kind of funny.
Sure. Okay.
Raise
You can do
some
that. I was gonna
tyranny.
suggest Talos because he's like fucking like he's a greater deity of storms and destruction, known as the Storm Lord. Therefore, hey, fuck you, that kind of stuff. He also he does it priests and like in an order of his own who he gifts wild magic because that's kind of what he offers to. So
Yeah,
that's
we'll
more
do
of the
Storm. Storm sounds
Yeah.
good. We'll do him. We'll do Talos.
Talos.
Okay, Shmeevel. I heard about these people. They clown on these guys all the time. We're gonna be from the Order of Talos, and I'm gonna tell you all about their symbols and stuff. And you're gonna make us all disguises, and we're gonna dress up.
Yes.
We need like robes and shit.
Don't worry about
Oh.
robes. Those are easy. We got costumes here at the
Theater.
the theater, anyways.
We're gonna put them all on, and then we're all gonna go there as worshippers of Talos, and we're gonna scream at them and tell them that they're bad and that they're shit and they smell stupid.
This is so stupid. Now, Seishta, before we begin, I want to tell you when we're shouting things about try to think of all the worst and most bad thoughts you've ever had in your past, in your future, in your present, and then spit them all out right in front of them.
Okay, I got
Yeah, call them. You're allowed to call them any word you want.
Yeah.
Can I
This is
even
a
say?
situation.
This is
Can I even say the words my daddy did not want me to say?
Yes, you
Yeah.
can say any word you want.
Oh.
look at
As long
Ozai.
as
Do
it's
you
directed towards them,
do
it's
you allow
totally
this,
fine.
Ozai?
Mm,
I'm okay with him, but
fuck these stupid intelligent nerds.
sure.
Say
Yeah.
a slur. Say a slur.
Yeah.
No!
These fucking thinkers. Am I right, fellas?
Think.
Illiteracy for the win.
So
Anyone who
before,
reads a
so
book
before
must
I,
die.
this is what I'm going to do. I would like to ask from the party of distractors at least one performance roll. I'm gonna
Okay.
post
I mean,
the
yeah,
rules
Shmeevel's
with
gonna,
touch.
Shmeevel's
Basically,
gonna get us
so
all dressed up
hold
and
on.
stuff.
hold on. So yeah, below an 8 will rule that this is this distraction is ineffective. However, above a 22, a violent riot will begin. What you can do here is that you can go through you can do this two ways. If you want someone who doesn't have a very good performance to roll, you can give them advantage. However, you can also impose disadvantage on someone. It depends on which you think is better for the situation. But that's like that golden fucking
Evil.
ratio that you want to aim for.
I got a -2 on performance.
Let's see.
Shmeevel, roll important, please.
I have 2 rolls of potent. I have 12 and 15. So
Okay. Give me. I'd like to pose this. I have a -1 in performance.
I got -2.
Yeah, no. Let's take the -1. You give me Bardic, and then give me the 12, and then I'll roll a D8 on top of that 12 because I literally can't hit higher than a 22. With
Also,
that 12 and a
Vice,
D8.
is this like added
Yeah.
together?
This is
It'll maximize the possible results that we can get. If
Mhm.
someone has a
Yeah.
2 or a 1 in performance, this would be more optimal.
and
Does
again,
anyone
I
have a
would,
1 or a 2? Ozai, do you have a 1 or a 2 in
to
performance?
clarify also beforehand, I
Let's
would
see
like
what I got.
I would like advantage or disadvantage to be declared beforehand rather than after the roll for this
on
case.
performance.
Like yeah,
I have a 2.
Okay, you have a 2? Okay, so you're going to be doing this roll. Shmeevel's going to give you a 12 automatically, and then a D8, because you can only hit, you can only hit a 22 maximum, which is the best possible result.
Well, no, that's when a violent riot begins.
No, that's above. It's written as above, not
Gotcha.
a 22. It's above a 22. So 22
Okay.
is the best possible result.
I could give him a 15 as well.
No, give him a 12. Give him a 12. Give him a D8 with
Mm.
Bardic.
Mathematically, like he can.
That's mathematically the best.
Yeah.
12
Fuck
D8
it.
with Bardic.
I roll.
We're not doing it yet. We're not doing it yet.
Oh.
Yeah, not doing it yet.
I'm practicing.
Plus, you don't have to roll anyway. We're gonna use portent on it.
Yeah.
You already got it. Roll a 1d8 then.
No. We can't do it yet. We're not there.
We
We got
What?
more stuff we need to do. We have to do costumes and shit.
all right.
I'm practicing.
yeah.
Can I make costumes?
Go ahead.
What if you said no?
No.
I wanna be able to help out.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
in
can-
this case, with it's you got some pretty good costumes. With this result for this situation in particular, I will allow you to add after the roll, I will allow you to either add 2 or subtract 2 from the total.
Oh no, we're fine. We roll 16 for disguise. We're all good. We got our disguises all set up. We're gonna go do the thing now, Vice.
Yeah, okay. So, yes. So distraction team, you're up. Like
Yeah, distraction team
approach-
moves in.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You
I mean,
start your stuff.
He describes like we like get there and stuff.
Yeah, like you kind of get onto the scene. It's somewhat close to kind of evening by now, and it's somewhat close to like evening by now. And at this point, there's different sets of paladins out there. However, they're still, they still remain in kind of like, and like if anything, a little bit more alert now that kind of night is beginning to fall.
Shmeevel's the one who dressed us as Squid. Why don't you describe what each
Yeah.
person of this party looks like now?
Yes,
Okay.
Squid.
Okay.
So you have to describe Booker, Taki, Ozai, and Shasta is currently a human. Because you've disguised us.
Okay. So the costumes. These guys, these are jock worshippers, basically, right?
Yeah.
So Booker has ripped sleeves. He looks like he's pulled out of one of those delinquent, like a delinquent from one of those overly stereotypical Japanese animes.
Does
He has
have, like, a
baggy ass
pompadour
pants.
that's like 12 feet long?
Yeah. He's got a pompadour for some. His hair is styled as a pompadour. You don't know how, but Shmeevel managed to do that. He's got like a bag over his head and like holes and for his eyes and his mouth. He looks like a thug. But his hair is sticking out out of the front because there's a hole at the top.
make me look like a KKK member?
Yeah, it's dressed in black.
Did
Don't
you just
worry.
make us all look like KKK members?
No.
This is all we are.
No.
Oh God.
Let Squiddy cook. Let her cook.
Let me cook.
Let her go.
Let me cook.
Look,
And you have a little pitchfork. It's Taki is also wearing a hood, or she's got like a mask over her face. She looks like a like it's like a ski mask. There you go, ski mask, but the hair comes out. So she's got her orange hair coming out. But there's like a certain level of like shittiness to it that it looks it looks unintentional, but it is intentional for the purposes of the disguise. She's got a tattered shirt. Her tits are sticking out.
Shmeevel, why every costume you want my tits out?
It's great.
Ugh.
Why hide the goods, Taki?
Because of
Talkie.
you!
Taki.
What? Stop touching my boo! I slap you! like,
Here, and you can
fucking...
wear this.
Why does it make that fucking noise?
I don't know.
Weird.
She covers her chest.
Because they're. Didn't he make fake ones? Aren't these the fake ones?
No!
Oh,
So they
Don't
shouldn't
touch
be
my
making that
fucking-
noise.
but why do they sound like that?
I
then?
slap it again. Stop it!
Not real.
Hey,
That's sexual abuse. It's sexual abuse.
This is sexual.
Doing that.
This is sexual assault, Booker. Stop it!
That's illegal.
You slap me across the face and then just.
Yeah. Just-
Squid,
Dead.
what do the rest of us look like?
Then okay, Taki's got a she's got a torch. That's okay, and then goes on to Ozai. Ozai's wearing a he's wearing assless chaps.
Chap. He's shirtless and has ashless chaps.
Assless
Okay.
chaps, shirtless. He's got like
Mm.
he's got like some black underwears, so don't worry.
Mm.
Don't squeeze it.
Stop squeezing my tits.
And he's got like some brass knuckles. He's got like a bandana on his face.
I have brass knuckles. I only have what?
One.
What
Yeah,
was-
you
I
got
thought that
you got
was
two
the
brass
chest.
knuckles on
You
your
got
one
the
arm.
chest.
And he like painted on like some like symbols on your chest that says there was like one on your arm that says mom, but
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Just
and
says
the other one
mom.
is like I hate I can't read.
I
It's
can't
like-
read.
But it's like written like
The E is a 3.
Readings for losers.
yes, readings for losers.
Reading bad and then it's just a frowny face.
He goes over to Seishta. He draws like black tears on her face.
God.
And he's got like he writes a young thug.
Oh my god.
Will she be like
Young
the,
Does she,
the
does
more?
she have bling? Does she
Yeah,
have like gold
she's
chains?
got all the bling.
Oh my god.
He
Is
puts
she
on
lo-
like fake teeth on her. She looks
Like
like,
a
a
grill?
little pimp.
Grill.
Does she have like the Bloods and Cribs bandana on her head?
We're just dressed like a bunch of goofballs. Shmeevel,
Alright,
this is what I asked for. We're just looking like a bunch of goofballs.
My tits are
Ah,
hanging
look-
out.
Do I look intimidating?
Yes, honey,
Sorry
you
about
do.
earlier. I thought they were the fake ones that he puts on. Sorry.
My boobs are real.
All right, listen. Listen, we gotta press forward. No, we gotta do this.
You look over at Shmeevel and he's got like you see his pants and
His pants is sagging.
he's
Alright,
got
Ozai, I
baggy
feel
ass
like-
pants
I
and
feel like you're the one that should be talking. I think you can
Giant
manage to
ass.
do this.
Wait, Squiddy, what does Shrivel look like?
his baggy ass pants. He's got like a abnormally giant ass for some reason.
Wait,
and
hold
he's got,
on.
like, his
I know
hair
what that
slicked back.
means.
Yeah,
He smiles.
All
He doesn't have
you
a
had to
shirt
do is
on though.
introduce the fact they squeak, and then I have serotonin. So
good thing he's not touching my boobs.
you would
Jinx
say
it.
tonight and it's squeaky.
All right, let's roll.
All right.
I hate
So,
this so
again,
much.
Ozai, are you comfortable being the one that talks? Ozai,
Wah!
it's either you or me.
People pokes his assless chap ass.
Come on, you got to do this.
Alright.
All right, you got this, man. You just
I-
gotta make them really mad, okay?
I hope Joland won't judge us
We'll,
for
we'll be
this.
behind you, flexing imposingly and saying words that are mean.
We're gonna s-
Very.
He's going to unleash like every single insult that he's ever said to a wizard or a fucking nerd in his life. Like,
We're
Hey,
just
this
like
is
his
not-
squad.
this
in
is
the
not even
background.
fake. This is not a performance. He fucking hates this church. Like, genuinely, and starts fucking
So,
blasting it.
so we just walk up to the front, and then you see like a guy, and you just start screaming at him
Yeah.
and raving like a fucking lunatic, and we're just
And then I
behind
start
you as your
bullying
squad.
him.
Can I? Can I?
Take his
like,
freaking notebook, start tearing the pages, start feeding it, shoving it down his throat.
Oh my god.
just making a
Hey,
commotion, we're just
idiot.
screaming.
Yeah, it's just like
So,
ignoring
like,
it, screaming.
If like it fucking works, like the moment like you kind of start making this scene, it's like though most of them wear helmets, the front like you can definitely tell they're pretty they're pretty offended, and they immediately they viewing you like their fucking eyes are on you like this. So like they fucking one kind of gathers the others is like this fucking group has appeared because they assume you guys are like the previous lot. You guys are here to fucking cause some ruckus or something. So like slowly but surely the mass of like at least like fucking like 15 to like 20 like fully loaded
Can
up
we do that,
Paladins are just here just like forming a solid wall of iron just to keep
Can
like
we do that
just-
performance check?
yes, go ahead.
Aye, aye. Fucking.
And then if it's two, remember we're adding a D8 to it, Spartan.
All right, so it's me.
Yes,
Yeah, and you have
sir.
advantage.
I skip your ass for a bardic.
So we can make
Well,
that result a 12 if you want, Shmeevel. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I smack his ass once. I give him Bart.
That's
I give him a
that's gonna be
12. I slap his
around,
ass twice. I give him
12.
bardic.
So get a D8 on top of 12.
14.
Okay, so 14. No, it would be a 12 plus 2, so 14 base plus Bardic is 16, so 16. But that's as close as that we can get.
Plus
That's pretty
2
good.
because Vice did offer the costume to be a plus 2. Oh, minus 2.
Yes.
So 18. Then 18. That's pretty much as close as that we can get then.
Yeah.
So we give you an 18 Vice. That's
Perfect,
that's the performance check for the commotion
Mhm.
that we caused. It
Yeah.
was an 18 effective.
So yes, it is. Like you kind of get exactly what you're looking for. Not overly effective, but not nearly ineffective either. Like I said before, these paladins, you have their full attention. They're viewing you as if like you guys could spark something like at any moment, and they're like, you get their full attention to the point where like, a few of the cleric, like at least 3 of the clerics they've kind of come down. They're standing behind the front gates, and majority of the garden ones have also kind of come out to further bolster their forces. They're mostly standing around trying to intimidate you guys into leaving through sheer numbers, pretty much.
Once
Wait,
they
I have a question.
What's your question?
Do they all have glasses?
Yeah, a few of them, they
I
have
just wanted to
glasses
confirm
that
that fact.
they put on out over their helmets.
With that fact confirmed, thank
Yeah.
you, John.
Once
You're
they
welcome.
start congregating towards the front, Jordan's
get you
gonna
something
nudge over
on.
to the Merilith and say, "Time for us to go, I guess." He's gonna pull his handkerchief over his face and then cast invisibility on himself using my 1 of 2 second level spell slots. Important to note. I'm gonna hold this invisibility, and then I'm going to run and jump across the thing,
To the
trying to make my
balcony.
way towards the balcony.
You put tier
You
2.
nail that. You nail that without any problem, pretty much, and immediately, you're within enemy territory. Of course, you stand on the rooftop of this place upon this kind of lectern-esque area. That's obviously, like I said before, it's abandoned. And you can see above from up top, kind of like the motion that the rest of your party members are making and how effective it is. It has drawn a few people inside, kind of outside, thus lessening any skill with stealth that you may require when you're moving around inside.
Jordan's gonna start making his way swiftly downstairs, looking around and searching at the rooms for any clues of where the book is he needs to take. I imagine I do have the replica, by the way, right, Kenny, or no?
We don't know what it looks like. It's like a secret book, so we're gonna have to go
Gotcha.
make a replica there and then go back. if we
Gotcha.
wanna. It's gonna be a little complicated.
No, it's fine. We can ditch the replica idea, but regardless, he's making his way and running around and trying his best to find the thing.
Gotcha. So now let me reveal something else to you right here. Player, there we go. Upon entering the font of knowledge, you're immediately struck by the grandeur and elegance of the temple's interior. The entry hall is vast. The vault is a vast vaulted chamber adorned with delicate frescoes and mosaics depicting scenes from the lives of Rogma, Veneer, Malile, and Gond. Soft, warm light filters through the stained glass windows, casting a kaleidoscope of colors onto the polished marble floors. To the left of the entry hall lies the temple's main sanctuary, where the faithful gather to offer prayers and pay homage to the gods of knowledge. The sanctuary is a tranquil space with rows of wooden pews facing a majestic altar, and above the altar is a masterfully crafted statue of Ogma that stands tall, clutching an open book to his chest. Smaller shrines elected to Malile, Gond, and Nanir can be found along the perimeter of this sanctuary, each adorned with symbols and artifacts significant to their respective deities. Beyond the sanctuary, the great library stretches out in a seemingly endless expanse of knowledge. The library is divided into various sections, each dedicated to a specific subject or field of study. Towering bookshelves filled with ancient tomes, scrolls, and manuscripts line the walls of each section, with numerous wooden tables and comfortable chairs scattered throughout for the conveniences of scholars and sages. In one corner of the Great Library, the Church of Veneer's collection of literature, maps, and artistic renderings can be found, while the Church of Ogma's non-fiction works and bardic songs occupy another section. The font's dedicated staff of scribes and librarians is thinned out through this time, with only a few coming and going librarians working diligently to maintain the ever-growing collection and assist those who once would have sought knowledge here.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, you're essentially what is on the third floor right here right now.
And if you could do me a favor and refresh me on the name of the exact tome we're searching for.
Yes.
So you see, I had written those, so put them in the floor right. So the first one is called the Codex Ouroboros, and the other one is this Leothorix Vecna Volcorian. It is kind of like they're both tomes pretty much that you
And-
can assume that have been relayed to you that they would be within their most protected vaulted areas due to their not necessarily danger, but these are powerful.
Oh,
And what is the second one called again? The Codex. What happened?
The Codex Ouroboros here.
I got that one, but I need the
I've got a.
Vecna one. I think it was whatever it was called.
I guess whenever we get there, I've got a question.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You're saying?
Whenever we I guess approach the vault, quote unquote, I've got a question.
What's your question? You're when you get to the vault. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, am I able to get a gauge on I imagine that their prized possessions would be kept either here on the first floor. Do I get a gauge on where a vault may be?
So first and foremost, I would like to ask just a stealth check. You're probably gonna blow it out of the water regardless, but there's a chance you can get a nat one both times.
I imagine I have advantage because I'm invisible. And
Oh
I will
yeah,
roll,
fucking yeah.
And
Yeah,
I roll a 20.
Yeah, at your where's Joran? Who's Joran? I don't know who he is. Yeah. Just so yeah, and now
Did I roll one?
Oh no, you're a fucking lizard. You're
And
fine.
even if I do get in that one, I'm a halfling.
Yeah. So now, I would so you're trying to kind of determine the layout of, like I mentioned before, certain areas have particular there's nonfiction areas, there's bardic songs here and stuff. So I'm at are you you're walking through this place trying to kind of find out? Is that what I'm guessing? Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
And I'm gonna take a look. Is this? You said there's a statue in the middle of the room as well, and he's holding a book. Is the book he's holding a marble figurative book, or is it an actual book?
No, it's just it's like a full statue, the full sculpture.
Okay, gotcha. Just figured I'd check.
No, good. Yeah, good job. Appreciate that. Yeah. So you waltz through the different kinds of halls, and something kind of strikes you is that the tomes, at least on display here to the public, none of them are magical inherently. Some might be copies of magical tomes. However, they're exactly that. They're mundane copies that are only words alone, pretty much. It seems like what they allow to the public, at least, for them to peruse and take as they desire, is just completely and entirely mundane. None of this is magical, and therefore what you kind of find here, just through the first floor, the second floor is it's obviously not going to be sticking out there. This isn't going to be this. Yeah, it narrows it off. What's up, Izzy?
I raised a proposal. Wouldn't it be funny if we put the fake ones in place of the real one, and then just a regular ass book in front of it?
You're a little bitch.
So we started at the third floor. You said the first and the second floor were mostly filled with mundane kind of tools in the books that were available to the public. But the third floor, is this the magical exception? Does this have a variety of, you know what I mean?
Yes. For what you can what you see here is the stairways that go up, that between the second and third floors, they have there are doors there that kind of lock off the stairways and any entrance pretty much there, to kind of you need permission to be able to go through, or you need to be above a certain clearances. Yes, a few of them are magical. You find very very regular kind of spell books, or at least just a few a few scrolls of very minor incantations. Nothing necessarily useful. More so, these are this is ancient knowledge that has been. These are records, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And assuming that they are somewhat alphabetized, or assuming that they are somewhat categorized, is Joran able to get any bearing of what section the books he's looking for, the codex of, or you know what I mean? I'm at.
Give me.
Do I have a way to navigate this pitch to bring us to our destination? An investigation check?
Yeah, with advantage. Yes.
Okay.
Can I I was wondering if I could help him out via I mean, you already got advantage, but I think Marilyn probably would have climbed up into the bookshelf and went behind it to see the see if there's any books that are I guess, hidden in a sense. Like, you know how sometimes they put up the books like and it's like page version instead of like the spine.
Very wise. So first, yes. So Joran, this is like you've cracked into vaults before and that kind of stuff. Nothing like this is a little bit weird and different, but you're able to still get the kind of gist of the what's and why and why this place is how it is. Like, and it's further confirmed by Merilith's observations. Like this top floor is weird. It's inflicted with some weird illusion magic to where like from when you're standing and just walking through the halls, like nothing necessarily seems amiss, but from above Merilith, there's like this gap just like missing, like there's just like this gap kind of like missing where what is it, like bookcases overlap in an unusual way, as if there were some kind of like platform there for a different kind of purpose. And Jorn, you also discover this pretty much, that this place has to share some kind of central hub, because while these are still rather important or rather valuable, it is not what you're looking for. This place is filled with with powerful magic that is done to protect their most sacred tomes. So thus they wouldn't be here on display. They have a vault of sorts, and it is safe to assume that within that kind of gap, it is like where the vaults would lie.
Okay.
Again.
So we need to make our ways so we are able to surmise like the vault is there within this gap that is like hidden with illusory magic.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like there's a clear-cut entrance to said gap, or are we just gonna have to climb on bookshelves and make our ways up?
It's let me see. It's like how do I just? It's like major illusion has been permanently worked into this, into a section, like a cube, So like if you know where to walk in at the right spot, you can just waltz on it. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
Yeah, you found that spot through your investigation, so you can just walk in, no problem.
Well, before we do that, we're going to look around. Are there any librarians on display right now? Is there anyone moving around at all?
So majority here, I'll send an image. You see these little, so like the majority, you see these little guys just like trotting around on mechanical little feet. They're shaped like mini pyramids, built like mini pyramids with a glowing white bulb at the top of their heads. Some carry quills, other carry scrolls and stuff. As a majority of the librarians, they're actually walking the outer perimeter within this place, checking windows, still on guard as the commotion outside can still be heard. And therefore, leaving the more mundane tasks of organizing and categorizing or just searching through things to these little guys.
Okay. So, waiting for a brief moment where none of them are paying attention, Jordan will make his way inside the cube or the vault, and then. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait to see what's in there.
Yeah. So you move through. It's a little bit of a weird experience because you move through what is supposed to be solid bookshelf and wall, and instead come out the other side into this almost open area. Immediately in front of you is this wide circular built structure made of stone, looking to be a portal, just not activated, of course. And surrounding it are just piles of disarrayed books, tomes, and scrolls that have kind of been scattered around. You see two different scribes working feverishly, with handfuls of texts and tomes in their hands, rapidly and almost fervently looking back and forth between what they hold in their hands so preciously and the portal at hand.
Gotcha. And do they see me at all?
No, they don't. They don't even know. You walk in kind of holding your breath, thinking that at any moment they could turn, but no, it almost looks like nothing could distract them from what they're doing here.
Do they look like commoners, or do they look like just, I don't know?
They're scribes. These are, while not quite clerics, they're still men of the cloth. They're very gaunt. They're they're very gaunt. You know, their features are they have bug-eyed glasses, and their features are you know very weak. They're definitely like you know people who are very intelligent. They're historians, you know, scribes, archaeologists, linguists.
Nerds.
Yeah, nerds.
Standing still and still baiting his breath, do I look around and see that there like more higher prestige books on like it hidden away in here? Is there like a specific location I should start making my way towards?
Yeah, so books still line kind of the edges here, and they definitely do seem to be like you know more important. Now you're finding these sort of like you know there's some like grimoires, tomes detailing various rituals here, like of you know like mostly elemental things kind of, but from what it appears is like that portal in the center of the room. It's there for a reason, and you can surmise that likely like their vaults, like the vault that was mentioned by what the fuck Halia was an actual thing. Like it's a portal to a vault that exists somewhere else. That is where they keep their most sacred things.
Does it look like I need to jump in that vault?
Yeah, like through the portal, obviously, yeah, like yes. However, right now it's like it's like you're looking at a flat wall. The portal is not activated.
Gotcha. So, there. Okay. Do these guys look healthy, or do they look like sluggish little dorks?
One of them looks like like a sluggish little dork, and the other one looks like he hasn't fucking slept in ages.
Okay. Now I don't know what type of insight check this would be, but I want to gauge their hit points. Like how strong are they? Like, would this be you think some type of insight check? Do you think you know what I mean?
This could be like it's your choice. It could be insight or nature or medicine. You know, or possibly
Insight,
perception.
Depending on their hit points, I've got an idea.
Yeah, I can. What's your idea?
Well, like as a little dragonette thingy, I've got like this feature where I can basically put them to sleep with my breath as long as they don't succeed a DC 12 con save.
I have a feature called sleep I can do as well. It can be fun. We combo it. We do a little combo move.
So they have to do like 2 saving throws.
Exactly.
Go ahead. All right.
So I imagine we pull you out a little pocket, and then like Jonas for like 3, 2, 1, and then cast sleep with you.
Mm-hmm. Sleep. You light them on fire as they don't get
sneak attack and sleep. No, but like he kind of like makes like the O shape, and then just kind of like blows through it as if he's blowing bubbles, but it's nothing but dust that kind of like fills the room.
Mm-hmm. So both of them, like so like as you do this, like both of them were hunched over, neither of them were standing, but like almost like instantly they slump over pretty much. Yeah. Just like now their heavy breathing just fills the room.
Assuming they're gonna be unconscious for a hot ass minute, Jarn will like kind of like take them and like throw them on the chairs and then slouch them over so it looks like they're like kind of like slumped, and then he's gonna like frantically look on the walls and see if there's like any of the books, like see if he can gauge, like I said, the alphabetization or whatever.
I would like to kind of start from the other end and like crawl to meet him, just to kind of get this done faster.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah. So okay.
Jarn will
go ahead,
flick out the familiar, and then the familiar is gonna like carry you. It's a little owl if you want, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like you guys are taking the time to do this, so I'm not gonna bother making you guys do a check. As luckily for you lot, you do find one. You find one of the tomes. This is like deeply fucking hidden, hidden away, and like just. This because like you don't find it on like the stacks that are kind of alphabetized, but rather as one of the tomes that these scribes have gone through, and like underneath, like within their fucking towers of stuff that they've already read through and kind of decoded for whatever reason. In fact, I will reveal it to you.
And Joran is also keeping his eyes peeled for any tomes or books that he is familiar with. This brief kind of like grasp with magic that him and the party might be able to use.
Yeah. So first off, you find the Codex Ouroboros right here. It's like if I'll go ahead, I'll read over that later, like a little bit later for
it's
whenever
one of those
goes
we see the spine where like that's the motherfucker and we put it in the bag.
It's
and
Ouroboros.
Yeah, but I was gonna
The
say
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros! Ouroboros!
Ouroboros. Get fucked.
Fucking
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Ouroboros.
Hi.
Excuse me.
What?
Alphabetism.
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 Thank you.
That's what Jordan called it. He called alphabetism.
Alphabet. It's
Disease.
alphabet.
It's terminal.
He doesn't read. Jordan doesn't
Oh,
read.
Neptune.
Jordan has terminal alphabetism.
No.
So yeah, you find you found that, and that's like as far as like what's useful to you, that's like the only thing here. You found one of the two things you're after. However, there's no sign of the other. There's no sign of the other tome here.
Gotcha. Well, if that's the case,
Wait.
the other tome is probably going to be through the portal, we could surmise, or no?
Can we find a way
Yes.
to probably activate the portal? Like,
Jordan's going to say yes or whisper yes because you cannot see him said because he's invisible.
Mhm.
So we're gonna after finding that and confirming that the other book, the Leothorix Vecnavulcorian, is not in this room, we will begin activating the portal.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and give me just a. You've already given an investigation check in this room, so I won't ask for it. So here you kind of find this portal is surrounded by 3 intertwined liturgies that are written on written on the surrounding scrolls, pretty much. Something about that is that's all that kind of has this any indicator towards what caused this portal to work. Investigation going through what the scribes were working on, as imagine you're looking on that. You find a record of how ever since the trees had appeared, they had lost contact with their gods, and previously their god was the one who maintained the portal, allowing access back and forth between their vaults, allowing only those worthy to kind of peruse their secrets so much and so forth. And ever since this, the portal has gone dormant, and what they were working on is a way to activate the portal, pretty much. And what they have you find what they discover, how they've analyzed 3 different liturgies that one of them is they've been unable to kind of discern them or discern which one is the correct one. However, one of them is the correct liturgy to recite and to recite. And the reason they haven't just the reason that they haven't just let's just try all 3 is because they did that. They had a 4th liturgy that they used, and a failed attempt. It just fucking teleported them into the halfway into the wandering sea.
oh shit.
Jesus.
Should I
So- Go ahead.
I was just wondering if I should roll religion or something.
Go ahead. Yeah. I was actually going to ask for a religion check, some kind of knowledge, or perhaps even a flat intelligence one if you so desire. As right now, right here, you're working on the first step is to identify the correct one based on its contents and associations with Ogma. The thing with these is that a part of them are written in common. However, a different part is written in a language that, unless you know Celestial, you do not recognize.
Does this portal look inherently dangerous to navigate as a
No.
first timer to touch, or
No.
okay?
So you said a intelligence saving throw would
Well,
do?
Yes, but do either of you know Celestial? Because that will lower the DC of this, as you'll have you'll be able to read its full secrets and kind of discern.
I do not.
Unfortunately, no. However, I think I might have something. Give me a second.
Am I nuts?
Hush.
Can't tell me to hush, bro. Come on.
Shut.
I've been trying to focus on finding what I think I might have. I don't think it's comprehend languages. I don't think druids have access to that, but
That
think I
would
might
work.
have
That would be
something.
very useful. That would be very useful in this situation.
Hmm. Darn it.
What's the matter?
I don't have anything.
It's cool. We'll just have to figure out a way to boot this bitch up real quick. And if we can't, we could wake up one of our buddies. He's gonna like nod over to the sleepy little fucking guy.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that
Yeah.
intelligence saving throw then.
Yes, you want to roll high. I will say that. So the DC for
Intelligence
this.
saving throw.
So this can be done. Yeah, you can do an intelligence check, an intelligence saving throw, an Arcana check, or a religion check. The DC will be 25. It's very high due to the fact that part of it you do not know how to decipher. This is like it's like working with what you've got.
If it helps
I've
at all,
got
it seems like we need to hit a very high DC. I only have a +6 to my Arcana, which is the highest. Do you have anything that's higher? In
Unfortunately, no. I've got a 6 in like the intelligence saving throw, so you kind of match me.
Then I think that we should both make one, and then I could use a luck point or two if we need to. You know what I mean? If I roll
Okay.
natural one, then okay.
Oh wait,
Alright,
wait,
ready.
wait. I
mean,
just
if you
remembered
have luck,
something.
then you get to re-roll with advantage, so you get to roll 4 times, which is actually more.
If you help me out, I got luck points.
Also, just in case, it depends on which.
Could you
I
guide
still
me
have
as
yet
well?
to do this.
Cosmical.
Oh,
Fucking
you
high
can add. I
school.
see.
Yep. I need to roll the.
You'll have
the
to. So you'll want to. So basically. Oh, so
Do you have
if
guidance
the
as well?
die. Yeah.
I do have guidance. Yes.
So guide me. Use that luck points. We might be able to hit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. What you're looking for here is you'll have to roll even
roll that
in
real
order
quick.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
So the even means that we can use the D6 on the ability check.
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll the check with advantage now.
Mhm.
I rolled a 16. I'm going to use the luck point, and I'm going to roll again with advantage because I have to do better than 16.
And then you get to decide.
Fine. Okay, well,
Um,
we have to roll big. Let me see if I have anything else to buff it, but I don't think I do have anything else.
I mean, you're getting
um,
guidance to top the D6. There's still a good
Yes.
shot.
Yeah.
Still a shot. So,
Mhm.
would you like to roll the D4 and the D6?
Okay.
Because it's your buffs.
Sure.
Do I have?
Nice.
I don't think I have the. Oh, 4. So that brings us up to 20. If you roll a 5 on this D6, it puts us as a success.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Nice
You're
job.
crazy. You're actually crazy.
No!
Yeah. So Merilith, Merilith, celestial is the language of the stars and those who inhabit it. This is something you've studied, and even though you don't know it intricately, you're able to gather references to different constellations, the cosmos itself. You see past your own inability, and you force it through. Gain proficiency
eye
with the
open.
language of gain proficiency with the language of celestial as you correctly analyze the correct liturgy. You're able to you're able to recognize that the second one is in fact it is the correct one based on its contents and associations with Ogma. So now comes the next step. You've identified the correct one. Now comes to fill in the missing parts, as this liturgy has not entirely been filled in. It requires an understanding, at least a basic one, of the language structure and content of it, as well as a steady hand to write the missing words. Therefore, the next skill check in this small series will be a sleight of hand. The DC will be 15 to write the missing words with precision, ensuring that the completed liturgy is legible and error-free. Oh fuck!
Yo,
There
you
you
got
go.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Following suit, Merilith is able to convene what needs to be woven into this puzzle with and you manage it with an expert hand.
Can I
By all means.
Can I play something out? Like like in doing so, she kind of like with her little clawed hands, kind of like traces, I guess like traces along, where like it's like points out where it should be written, just like a kind of like when you're trying to read and you kind of like have a guiding finger. She's just lending a guiding finger, what she's doing.
There you go. Yeah, and you both through through the power of your teamwork, you're able to navigate this expertly. In fact, the following one will be just I'm lowering the DC by 5. The final step is now with it completed, You must speak the entire liturgy aloud, invoking the power of Ogma to activate the portal. The correct pronunciation and inner intonation are essential to ensure the portal functions as intended. The DC originally was a 15 performance check. However, this has been lowered to a 10.
I think I might need to shift out if we need to speak like this particular language aloud.
You can stay in your form as like celestial now. You can translate. You can like write in phonics.
okay.
You know, so there's
Yeah,
no
I
need
guess.
for that. Yeah.
A lizard teaching language.
The language of the
like
stars.
writing out like
Language
the actual
lizard.
like pronunciation of things on
Yeah.
the ground. I imagine just.
Yeah,
And you
just
said
like
it's a
this little
10?
thingy in it.
With advantage, I have a +3. I rolled
There
a 12.
you go. You did it.
Woo!
Perfect. So yeah. Now Joran, you stand there and recite these words, like you recite these words, aiming and doing your very best to kind of vocalize this. And as you complete it, it's just silence. Not even the breath of the two slumbering scribes can be heard. And for a moment, you believe that you might have done something wrong on this step before the portal flickers to life, opening up with this wide golden almost mirror view of your own self as it opens up. It is activated.
He's just gonna fall through it.
All right.
Mind if I do something kind of like while we're going through the portal?
Yeah.
I'd like to, even while I'm still a little lizard, I would like to make a prayer, just kind of one of thanks.
You make a prayer of thanks, though the gods above may be toiled in turmoil and chaos. One small prayer can go a long way. So now you've finally reached the vault, the deep Volveker vault. Deep within the heart of a mountain, far from the prying eyes of the outside world, lies the hidden vault, a repository of knowledge so precious and rare that access is granted only to a select few. Guarded by the twin portals located within the font of knowledge, the hidden vault is a testament to the dedication and collaboration between the churches of Denir and Ogma. As one steps through the portal and enters the vault, the air is cool and still, with a palpable sense of reverence and wonder. The vault is a vast cavernous space, its walls hewn from the mountain's stone and illuminated by an array of magically enchanted crystals that emit a soft, ambient glow. The ethereal light bathes the countless shelves of displays that hold the vault's priceless treasures. The vault houses a diverse collection of arcane tomes, ancient scrolls, and long-lost manuscripts, each one a testament to the knowledge of ages past. In addition to written works, the vault also contains a myriad of artifacts, relics, and magical items, each imbued with its own unique history and power. The knowledge and power stored within the vault is not to be taken lightly, and only those who have proved their devotion to the gods of knowledge are granted access to its secrets, typically. To protect the vault's knowledge... Sorry.
I'm sorry, is there anyone immediately in here right now? Like any people?
I know there's art of it there, but just pretend they're not there. It's vacant, yeah. To protect the vault's contents from theft or misuse, typically the entire space is protected by an intricate of magical wards as the air is just alight with magic, mostly protecting against teleporting from within. But given that you've correctly solved the portal and activated it through your own efforts, the silence of the vault is only broken by the whispers of ancient spells, the rustle of parchment, and the murmurs and whispers of the sheer magic that inhabits these halls. It stands as a symbol of the sacred bond between the churches of Denir and Ogma, a monument to their shared commitment to the pursuit and preservation of knowledge. Within its hallowed halls, the wisdom of the past is safeguarded for future generations, ensuring that the light of understanding will continue to shine brightly, even in the darkest of times.
Well, as soon as arriving and seeing nobody, Jordan is going to start bolting and looking for items to steal. He is going to start hustling away and looking for the item specifically that we were sent to get. We already have the Codex Ouroboros, and I'm looking for the Liathorix Vecna Vulcorian. So he's going to go right to the L section or wherever, books relating
See.
to specific deities are. Like whatever organizational system they have in place, he wants to very quickly try to decipher it as quick as he can and get out.
Yeah. So first off, you navigate. They have a specific section, like a section dedicated to books. So therefore, you're able to navigate over there and you find it easily. I'll reveal it to you as the symbol on it says, like, it is the symbol of Vecna himself. This is a tome. The reason this is hidden here is that presumably Vecna himself had written this at some point before he had reached his status of godhood, or at least nigh godhood. Therefore, it is coveted in one of their most sacred treasures. Who knows what it reveals within its words and contents written in a yet to be deciphered language. Apart from that, and this can be done, and I'll allow this to be done because I imagine you're also going through anything else you can kind of nab and obtain.
Yeah, for sure. Every single thing that is worth stealing, Jordan's going to stuff in his bag. I want that to be very clear.
So I'll write this down, just as a moment, but I wanted to leave, I'll leave the choice up to you as you're able to select 1+3 weapon, 1+2 weapon, and 1+1 weapon. These can be any weapons of your choice. And in addition to that, you will be able to select one rare, what's the rare above rare? Fucking
above rare is very rare.
Yeah, it's just very rare.
An S and then triple F.
Yeah, there's common, uncommon, rare, very rare, exotic, legendary.
Okay, so you will be able to select one legendary item or one exotic item, 2 very rare items, 3 very rare magical these are all magical, by the way, 3 very rare items, and 4 uncommon items of your choice.
Actually,
hold on. Everybody, so write out a list of stuff that we are allowed to get, because it's obviously not just going to be for us. I'm going to grab stuff that sounds fun for everybody, right?
Yes, exactly.
So do me a favor, write out very quickly, Vice, write out the list of items you're allowed to grab, if that's okay. So
yes,
how many of each rarity as well, because that's importante.
Oh yeah, it's not exotic. There's no exotic. It's just rare, very rare.
It's wondrous.
Legendary.
It's called wondrous.
Yeah, wondrous is like
wondrous
a
is a subtype.
Yeah,
It's a subtype. It's a subcategory of item where there's only one of that item.
Yeah, that adds
so
one of it.
wondrous doesn't count then, pretty much. Yeah, right.
No, wondrous does not count.
Wonders is just like a sub thing that
Wondrous
only
you
one.
can't find unless it's specifically there. Like
Yeah.
the Sun Sword is a wondrous item. You can't just find that here. It's
like not
specific
exactly
to Curse of
something
Strahd.
that can be recreated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easily.
There's only one.
There you go.
1
Oh,
plus
shit.
2, 1 plus 1.
Just like the one ring, like Sauron's one ring. There's only one ring.
One legendary item. Jesus Christ.
So 1+3 weapon, 1+2 weapon, 1+1 weapon, 1 legendary item, 1 very rare item, or 3 rare items. Okay, so who wants to +3 weapon?
Not me.
Are we really picking these, or is Vice picking these?
No, this is the
group.
up to you, because the reason I'm allowing you to pick it, it's not just for sake of ease. This is because this is a vast vault that has been added to for time. You only have it's limited by time rather than therefore you're able to select what you can get.
If you want to pick the items, Vice, then I am more than content with that. It feels more fair that way. But if you also want us to lighten the load and pick the items, it's totally cool by me. It seems strange just flip through a compendium and picking any item we want.
Yeah, I mean, I could do this, and we could flip open the book altogether and start browsing, but it feels almost like we're not meant to do this, because normally that's a you thing. But it's okay if you're telling us it's an us thing.
We could get a deck of many things and it will fuck everything.
I'm not advocating for a deck of many things,
Yep.
but if John wants one, it's kind of up to John and Izzy.
God forbid someone get a fucking Vorpal sword. Jeez.
I'm only picking the most apeshit items, like the deck of many things, the luck blade.
I personally would advocate for the luck blade, because that's not listed as a wondrous item, and that would be funny. Just having D4 +1 wishes.
Also,
would be
a
nice.
wish. God, that's
having D4 +1 potential 2 wishes.
Yeah.
If
Or
that is what you would
how
like
many
to select,
legendary items do we get? 1? I would like 4 universal solvent, please. No, but I wish for a longer PP. How do you think is the healthiest way to handle this, Vice?
Because personally, I figured you do it off the knowledge of the the knowledge of your character and the party innately. Because again, it's more so like there's so many things here. What reasonably would you pick that you don't recognize that because just because it's legendary doesn't mean it's good. Some of the shit could be cursed or could cause could just backfire on you. Thus, it's like
I don't know. If we're getting to pick from a list of potential items, it feels like we're not going to pick something that'll blow up in our face. It feels less potential for us to pick a deck of many things because we're going to be looking through a list of items that's not as fun. Meanwhile, if you give us a list of items to pick from, to select from, then there's the potential there for us to pick an item that blows up in our face. Does this make sense?
Yeah, if you guys would prefer that, then I can do that immediately. Because I thought differently. If what I thought is the worst option here, then I can do that no problem.
Yeah,
I am more comfortable with list of choices simply for the fact of big numbers are fun and strong ass characters are fun, but that just kind of takes out of the game. I feel like to a degree. Like, hey, look through and pick some of the best magical items in the history of D&D.
Let's say we get that. I'm just going to advocate for Belt of Storm Giant strength because then we can get Jordan have a strength of 29, and that's dumb.
I wasn't even going to give it to me. I was going to get a Belt of Storm Giant strength and a +3 weapon to give to Taki. Just see what the fuck.
There we go. We have the ultimate fighter right there. Just the best fighter in the entire game. She's optimized as hell and can literally kill
I
gods.
can kill God.
We have now effectively ruined the campaign. There's just no combat you'll ever throw.
I read a knot. I read a knot, Vice. I read a knot.
Okay, yeah.
Give us a list of items instead, and it can be a list of potentially good, potentially cursed artifacts that are kind of interesting, like the deck of many things, or a luck blade that has some weird stuff attached to it, or something interesting.
One
like
universal solvent.
We're nearing 12. We're nearing 12, and as much as we might want to come to a thematic conclusion, we could also end it here and let you come up with a list of stuff and give you more time because you said that you were low on time. There's no issue ending 30 minutes early, so that way we can have this be worked out by next week.
If that is a consensus, I do not mind this. Though I will apologize because I just thought it was a good idea. You raised points that I didn't think of. You guys.
I'd advocate for. I want the campaign to still be a challenge. I don't want this to be too easy for us.
We can legit. Hey, you're the damage dealer. Kill God. I'm like, okay.
Imagine we do get legendary items and we do get the luck blade, and then you roll a d4 and you hit a 4, and now we have 5 wishes on hand. That's more than the legendary item was worth, and now we net 5 wishes. That's kind of nuts.
With that being said as well, it might cause a bit of strife because there's so many options to be made. There's no one best option. So I imagine everybody is going to have oh, we should pick this, we should pick this. We can't pick everything, obviously. So you giving us a list is a healthier option because it puts the choice solely on you and causes less conflict with the party as well.
And on top of that, it can feel more like Izzy and John get to make the decision because I don't want to be a part of that discussion because I'm not there. I want
Jolin can see ooh, shiny sword, picks it up.
Their own deduction,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is because you guys are this is the font of knowledge in Waterdeep. I wanted to give a secret vault that potentially you weren't able to kind of reach, and the fact that you reach it is an amazing feat that was only accomplished through by the skin of your teeth, using every tool at your disposal. Thus you've broken into this place where they keep these precious things.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Could we get all of the manuals? The manual of bodily health, gainful exercise, the manual of golems, all books that are related to some type of either permanent stat increase or
books. The list of books
or the manual of golems. That could be fun. This is literally a magic library. If we can't get all the manuals here, then I don't know where we'd be able to get them.
Thank you for reminding me because I did not mention that. I had to plan. I didn't have enough time to plan it through, to give you the list of manuals, but I was going to give you a fuck ton of because this, you're not stupid. You're picking these up. You're anything.
If we received literally zero,
picking up.
If we received literally 0 weapons here, but a bunch of manuals that give us permanent, whatever, that seems so much more setting appropriate in my opinion. But that's just me.
I mean, you do have us up against the guys who have very high statistical scores. Having the manuals, because the manuals set your statistical maximum to above normal. You could lower the amount of items we get, and instead of giving us 2 rare, 3 rare, 2 very rare, and then some +1 weapons and stuff, they could just all be like a set of 3 books, and that would be really good because then we can give 3 people like 2 +1s, or you could give it to the whole party and we could all have their own, like everyone gets a manual, and that would be kind of interesting because the manual itself, while it is a legendary item, is just a statistical +2 bonus with a +2 maximum. So it is just a +1 on a single statistical score. So while it is really good, it's just a 5% increase.
That's a good
Because
idea. Okay.
I think that there's one for all of the stat scores, but the ones I'm familiar with are bodily health, gainful exercise, and quickness of action, which are going to be strength, constitution, and dexterity, respectively.
There is a knowledge one for intel.
Yeah.
There's
like
one for every statistic. There is
So
one for every statistic.
getting literally like 2 of each and stuffing them in a bag, or like 1 of each and stuffing them in a bag, like that seems like a worth ass payout. Plus, like even like the manual of golems, a goofy ass one where it's like if you spend 30 days, you can make a golem. Like I don't know, like we'll probably never do it, but just a fun.
That'd be
little thing
fun.
to grab
It's like, we make a golem.
Yeah, you can make a list of books. You can give us like certain kind of limitations. You can do a lot of fun stuff with this. I think we hold off and we let you think is what I'd like to do.
That's smart and a lot better. Thank you for
Give
the
Jordan
thank you for the
another
information. I
spell book.
appreciate it a lot.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
It's
And the
not
next
that-
spell book would be so fun.
Don't feel like,
I
by
would
the
love
way,
to steal spell.
don't feel bad. By the way, like we were telling your idea was bad. It's not that way. It's not like that.
It's
You're
mostly
okay.
for balance. It balances. It's like
Yeah.
if you give us this is the balance is
You
gonna
got
be. Wait.
If we happened upon like an ancient armory, and then it's like, oh yeah, pick whatever weapon you want. Like that seems a little bit more like okay, like we can reasonably get any +3 weapon we want or whatever. Like that's fine. But this is like an ancient library. Like I imagine they don't have like a million weapons on display. I'd
got
imagine they don't
books,
have
though.
like the apparatus of Callum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I imagine they have fucking books, you know. So us to get expensive
Books,
books,
spell
I have a question.
scrolls,
Do they
you
have a
know.
Lich's phylactery? Because technically that's not a wondrous item, but it is legendary. Can we get that? Can we get a Lich phylactery?
What did it belong to? Like, what use would you have?
Technically, it's a legendary item, so they would have it.
Yeah, but
This
what
is
would
a
you do with it?
discrepancy that is noted, brother.
What would you do with it?
I
Yes.
just have it. We have it right now.
Okay,
Yes.
I guess so. Oh yeah. Also, I did forget. So like, I do want to get your opinion on this too. But like the fucking Leothorix Vecna Volcorian, that is a like that I have the text. That's just a cipher, pretty much. Please, like, tell me if it's a stupid idea. But like, if I give you guys a cipher one, I need to figure it out, kind of like discover what it means.
puzzles.
Like, I thought it was
that's
cool,
cool.
but like that, it looks like gibberish because it's a
You
cipher.
want us
You know.
to come up
I
with a puzzle
noticed.
by using a cipher. That's actually kind of interesting. Those are really common. As
AZ's
long as the
gonna
cipher is, as long as the
fucking
cipher is
eat that.
okay, and we can definitely use it, then that's
Nom,
cool
nom,
because
nom,
we can
nom.
do it on our off time.
Yeah.
I did not. I'll tell you, I did not pick a difficult cipher because I didn't give you fucking like, oh, you have to use the fucking use fucking encryptions and all this bullshit. Because otherwise, I would have given you a key for it. But no,
Yeah,
this
so long
is
as you didn't encode it to like an insane degree, like you're the Zodiac killer, I think it'll be. fine.
Zodiac.
hell yeah. Is that fine with everyone? Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's,
Yeah,
it's
that'd
totally
be
fine.
good.
The only thing
I'm
the only
kind of
concern,
actively
again,
deciphering as you speak right now.
Honestly, this entire session has been really good. I'm sorry if I've been in and out. It's mostly
Oh,
just
good
because I've been muting and then listening and then making a pizza in the background. That's why I haven't really been inputting too much of the fun.
You're
Yeah. It's not that I didn't like the scene or anything. I've just been, making pizza.
Where the
Of course.
fuck is this?
Yeah.
shit?
So it just like I don't know, library specific rewards is all would be nice.
Tomes, scrolls,
Imp
you know.
Wizard spellbooks would be
Spells.
Spell
hype
books.
as- hype
God,
as fuck.
come on.
Like
Johnson,
scrolls.
like 9th level spell scrolls would be kind of fun because they
Yeah.
are legendary, but they're consumables. Like, what if
Oh, yeah,
John
I'll
gets
give-
scrolls
yeah,
as
for
like,
sure.
time stop or something
I-
really interesting?
Oh, that'd be
for him to use?
fire. That'd be so fun.
John, I promise you, I'll give you spellbooks. They take time to make. At least they take time for me to make, but I'll give them to you before next
Hell,
week.
you could just say
Don't
spell scrolls. I don't know if you're familiar with how spell scrolls work, but like they're consumables, and I need to roll an Arcana check equal to the spell's level plus 10. So like if I want to cast a 9th level spell, I need to roll 19 Arcana
Hey,
checks.
guys.
That's like not
Do you-
free.
Do you remember
Gotcha.
when we did the funny? Remember when I did the funny thing when you guys were talking to the woman in Valakai, the demon worshiper
Oh, yeah.
before? When you guys
Yeah.
were doing the funny dragon raid, and you guys got spell scrolls, and then Izzy got one for time stop, and she rolled her Arcana check. She got over a 19. She was able to cast it. That's
Gotcha,
what that
yeah.
is. That's like
Gotcha, I
entirely how it
understand.
works. She didn't have to expend a spell slot. She didn't have to do anything. She just gets to cast time stop. It's like a one-off consumable item, and then it's burned. That's it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. And what's up,
Those
Izzy?
are cool. You can do
Yeah.
a bunch of fun spells with those, and they could be really neat and thematic and like really interesting to this place. You could
piece of
do
shit.
a whole bunch.
You decoded Izzy.
Ah, shit. I think I forgot. Oh yeah. Could you pull the handout up again?
Yeah, it's not in the folders, Vice.
Yeah, we don't have the
Should be.
folder. For
Yeah.
the...
What's the folder's name?
It is in the Omen lore. It is the first one in Omen lore.
Yeah.
Lord.
It is underneath the
Do-
Ways of Waterdeep in the
And we
player
don't
handout.
have the key yet.
Oh,
right?
players
We're gonna
and
get the key
Omen's
later.
lore.
So-
There
in
we
the
go.
folders, it goes
So-
Ways of Waterdeep and then Omen
Yeah,
lore.
this cipher, it's not one of those where you require a key to like use to solve it. This is something that can be
It's
solved.
like a
on its
shift
own.
cipher.
Oh, it's a shift. Okay, so there's no
Alright.
key. It's just a shift.
RSI.
I'll also, actually, yeah, I'll stick it in. I'll stick it in lore shit too.
Can we get a hint on what kind of cipher it is? So that way, like you said, that's a simple one. Is it a shift?
I think I.
It's definitely it is. I don't know if it's called a shift, but it is.
They can figure it out. They can figure it out.
Did you figure it out, Squid?
Huh?
Did you figure it out? Is that why you're
No.
saying it?
No,
Oh.
I'm just saying because if you tell us what kind of cipher it is, then we're gonna look
It's
up
like it's
how
yeah,
to
it's
spell
like
for those
it is
ciphers.
true, 'cause I can't tell you because then it's like it's easy to do it after that pretty much. You know, you can use like so
Fine with these
trust me,
kinds of
I
ciphers.
assure you it's like it's not a difficult cipher. It's just like yeah, it's like shift or something like that, you know?
Full party.
I got it. I found it.
You found it. See what
found
I
it.
fucking tell you.
I got it. I'll push in low
Alright,
dump.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I got it.
What kind of cipher
Good.
was it?
It's
No, hold on. Don't post
Nope,
it yet.
I'm
You
not-
can save it for next week.
but it's got should it be in character?
Send it to my DMs. I want to see it.
I
Taki.
feel like we should. I feel like we should hold off on it individually.
It's
for now.
here you go, Vice. I'm gonna send you it. Where are you? There we go. There you go.
Let's all give it a crack individually, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
we can come back together next week, and this can be a fun thing that all of us look forward to. We can. Do you want to end things off here, Vice? Is that okay?
Yes, I would like to end things here and give you guys a lot more because like we started late. You know, it's a weird day. I didn't have too much time, but I scrounged it together. I'll make it sure next week's. a
All
lot
right,
better.
I'm gonna end
Thank
stream.
you.